Alright guys, what's going on? It is me, Pat, joined with my good friend Brandon and the one, the only, our special guest tonight, Mr. Matt Higgs.
Good to see everybody.
Hey, you know, we actually have no Nan per normal, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he is hosting us on the real Nan, so...
Is he?
Yes, he is.
What a trooper.
He is. He's amazing for it. So, what are we talking about tonight, guys? We're talking about cons and constructed and all those fun new cards.
Yeah, there are a lot of them.
Also, new fetches in modern is a thing.
Yeah, I know.
New fetches in modern is definitely a thing.
Mhm.
But you know what's even more a thing? New standard. RTR is now gone.
No more Rev, yay!
No more Rev.
Or Life Ain't Zombie.
Okay.
That's the one I'm really sick of.
No more Gray Merchant.
No more.
Yeah.
Sort of.
No more Gray Merchant.
No, Gray
Basically, there
Merchant's
is
still
no more
there.
Merchant.
Yeah, I mean, it's technically legal, but...
And it's just a highway robber now.
Yeah. Did you see how many cards it lost? Like, I counted them out. It's like the standard deck.
It lost every creature, right?
Yeah.
It lost Pack Rat, Desecration Demon, Life Pain Zombie, and Nightveil Spectre. It lost every creature.
Every non-merchant creature.
Yeah.
It's one of its best
Underworld
enablers.
Connections.
Underworld Connections is gone.
Yeah.
The card engine plus Devotion. Like it's just not a thing anymore. It's got like Whip of Erebos and Gray Merchant left, and Erebos if you want to count that.
Mono Black
I do
aggro
not
is
count
still.
that.
You gotta remember,
Okay.
Mono Black aggro is still a thing.
Yeah,
The
sure.
aggro version.
Which does not run the
Gray
Filthy Merchant.
Yeah, the Filthy Merchant. So, as normal, guys, this is what we do on State of the Gathering. This is episode 53, where we talk about cons, and every time a new set comes out, the week after, we bring in our very special friend Matt Higgs, who writes for Star City Games, and we talk about Constructed, because he is a brewer at heart, so...
Who isn't though?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess.
That's the fun part, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, well, he's such a brewer, or that so-and-so is such a brewer. Everybody's a brewer. You know, it's just the question of whether
How
you
far
care
do
about
you
winning
take it?
Magic games.
Deep.
How far do you take it? So, what we normally do is we talk about our weeks, you know, and with this week being pre-release, I figured we'd talk about it because I know, Matt, you went to pre-release, and
I actually didn't go to this one.
I did not
missed
either, so it was only
Is this
Brandon.
all me? Nan
Yeah,
didn't
it's
go.
all on you. You got to carry
okay.
the next 51 minutes.
Yeah, no worries, guys. I got this.
So how did your pre-release go, Brandon?
I got 6th and 7th. So
Sixth and seventh.
yeah, well, I did 2. I did a
Oh.
normal one, and my friend and I did a 2 giant.
I always
so
wanted to do a giant one.
Oh my god, it's so much fun. So I'll talk about the normal one first. It was the less exciting of the 2. I picked Abzan. I figured it would probably be the one that was picked the most. I didn't expect how many people would pick it. It was probably over 50%. In like the big stores in Edmonton. Luckily, the store I'm at was a little more varied. But apparently, Abzan just like ran wild over everything, and a lot of places ran out. It was that popular, and it's a good reason. It was just the best. I can't even make an argument to say that one of the other clans is a better pick. Just all the rares were so good. And they're also synergistic, and stuff like Outlast is such a good limited mechanic, especially in sealed. And since this format is so slow, it's even better. So it's pretty ridiculous. So I guess you could say I had fun with that. I didn't have any of the broken Outlasters, so it wasn't super sweet. But I got like Siege Rhino and stuff, so it was a decent deck. Yeah.
The Siege Rhino is kind of really good.
He's super good. He's fine in sealed. He's just a big body and he's like a smiter in sealed that can occasionally win you the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's
4 or 5 tramplers that drain for 3.
yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I'm completely cool with that.
Oop.
Yeah,
Trash.
I ended up I didn't play, but I ended up getting my hands on some of the intro packs.
Oh yeah.
So I did actually get into those and break those open, and there's cards that I remembered, and then there's cards that I was like, why did I not say? Oh wait, we weren't talking about constructed at the time, so now we can talk about those cards. Me and Matt were just recouping 2 of the probably biggest cards, one a common, one a rare. That just they're gonna make it all the way through all the sets. Matt, are you with me on that one?
I definitely think that Treasure Cruise is the stronger one.
Treasure Cruise is gonna be just super strong, and at rare, I mean, it's just ridiculous.
It's pretty good.
Not at rare, but at common.
At common, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm good. Later on, it's even better because it's like, I have a graveyard. Well, I could delve this down to 1 and.
I've already brewed successfully with it in Modern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe you. Like straight out, I think it's actually good enough for Legacy if you're looking for a cheap card draw.
I don't think dig through time is probably good enough for Legacy, but it's definitely good enough. I mean, just that extra blue means a lot.
Yeah,
it does.
But blue,
just straight ancestral recall for a sorcery speed.
Yeah,
sure.
Do you know how many cards go into Bug Delver's graveyard?
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Oh, yeah.
Like
they have
1 or 2.
They have threshold on turn 2.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Which is ridiculous.
Easily.
Like I sit there and go, oh wait, dig through time. This card looks really good, and it's like, wait, I'm gonna play control. So if I put 2 or 3 of these in my control deck, oh my god, can I just dig for an Elspeth? Yup. Can I dig for a Kyranos? Yup.
I think the key is that. Treasure Cruise actually has a heavier weight on your graveyard.
Yeah.
It's a little more limited in how you play it. You can, if you think about it, you play 2 Treasure Cruises, and that's 14 cards out of your graveyard, but 2 Dig Through Times is 12.
Yes.
So you're not bearing on your graveyard as much. And if you have to cast it for 4 or whatever, then that's okay.
Yeah, that's completely cool to dig 7 cards down and go, I'm just going to take 2 of these.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, and the nice thing is it's cheap enough that you're like, they cast a spell and you're like, hold on a second, 2 blue mana. Let's go find that. Oh, here's the counter spell. Found it.
Got there.
Counter that Elspeth.
Sorry, you're
counter
not
that
Elvish
Elvish Mystic.
So, I mean, there's a lot of cards. I was going through my pile of what I pulled, and there's some reprints and there's some, really just good cards. Like I think Bloodsoaked Champion. What do you guys think of Bloodsoaked and Constructed in that mono black?
It's obviously good. It's a 2-1 for 1.
Is, and not to maybe be pessimistic. I've been playtesting against a lot of mono black aggro, and it has trouble getting that third power. Like there's a lot of 2-1s and 2-2s and stuff like that, but a Courser can just stonewall it unless they have the removal, unless they have the Murderous Cut right there, and most of them don't play more than maybe 5 or 6 removal spells.
No, because it's pricey now to play it.
Yeah,
Murderous
Cut.
Doomblade
Murder is 1 black mana now.
Yeah, it's true.
Murderous Cut is an absurd card.
Yep. And then
it's funny that they're like, okay, let's give you Raid, let's give you what's the other one, the Ferocious, and then let's give you the real Mechanic Delve.
Yeah,
the
Delve.
real one.
Yeah.
This is the actual good one.
They kind of had their favorite picked out pretty quick.
Then we got Savage Knuckleblade, which is one I can't wait to brew with. So good old.
Gonna be
negative.
negative.
Etherling.
Yeah, I don't.
Quite an Etherling,
is it even that good, guys?
It is.
Come on.
No, it's fine.
Is it? I have looked at this card and I just don't see it.
Let's see. It's +2/+2 bounce and haste, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the different colors of mana is so tough. Like if a lot of people talk like, oh yeah, you can play him on turn 4 and then give him haste right away. Okay, if you have green, blue, red, red, good luck. Yeah, it's not easy to get every time.
It's true. Though it's easier, now that we're not playing Mute Vaults, pretty much every land we have makes color, and so I think it does. It's I've been watching games, and the ones that have the best luck with their mana are black XX because they've got an Urborg lying around in there that can make black mana out of anything.
Well, that's what I was
which
looking
really
at.
actually helps.
The Soldai, because I love that new card. What is it? The one that exiles.
Empty the Pits.
Yeah, not Empty the Pits. That one I love. But
it's probably
no,
better than what
it
exiles,
and then you can play any number of them for X mana or less.
Oh, Villainous Wealth?
Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to fiddle with that one, but the thing is, it feels like Epic Experiment, except you're betting on their deck being what you need.
Yeah. It needs
And-
Delve. I thought this
Yeah,
card had
if it
Delve.
had
I was like,
Delve,
oh,
I
this is
think
really good.
Much better.
There's no Delve.
If you could just Psychic Drain them and cast all those spells,
Yeah,
that seems a
that'd be
little better. But
great.
without Delve, I mean, if you cast it for 3, you hit like a land and an Elvish Mystic. Ooh, no, it's not super exciting.
Can't even play the land.
No, you can't play the land, but you
Yeah,
play
it's
the
just an
Mystic.
on-land. Ooh, that's what I like to spend 6
Yeah,
mana to
man,
cast
6
an
mana
Elvish
Mystic.
Hey, I have corded up a 4 mana Mystic. Was it? Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's reasonable. You just need the
It had
Mystic.
to be done.
If you need to make your 6-drop,
Yeah.
and you have a land in hand or something. Sure.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I honestly see a lot of new brews coming out, but like we were talking about, Brian Kibler did say, you're either playing Rebel Master, or you're playing Courser. Those are your 2 main cards. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, I feel like he's right, but I should also talk about the other pre-release I did.
Okay. Sorry.
I was wondering. I'll do it quick. Essentially, the only reason I really care is because I got a Goblin Slide removal deck. So my partner was just Turtle with Abzan cards, and I looked for one of my 2 Goblin Slides and then kill everything and make goblins. It was so much fun. Like we went 3 and 2, so I think it was still top 8 there because there were like 20 teams or something. So we still did okay, but that was the true gift.
Yeah.
Goblin Slide, kill everything.
Cast a spell, make a guy. In response,
Yeah.
cast a spell, make a guy.
Oh my god, it was so fun.
Cast a spell, make a guy.
Yeah,
Oh, you're attacking, cast a spell, make a guy.
yeah, it was pretty
Well,
sweet.
that's
I enjoyed it.
I was telling Pat that's the current deck I'm working on is a Quiet Contemplation Goblin Slide. It's just an inexpensive budget control deck, and I haven't built it yet. I haven't tested it, but
When
I
you
was
do,
gonna-
let me know because I will play it.
yeah. Well,
It's
I have a list, but I haven't built it yet.
Yeah, gotta test it out.
Well, I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna see if it lets me. Yeah, there's the list. It didn't put it as cleanly, but so
No
it
worries.
plays 2 each of.
It didn't actually pop it in there. It only popped the Kyranos, and that's it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, shoot it to me, and I'll make sure it gets in there really quick. So.
Hey, just put Goblin Slide, Kyranos.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so that was fun. Oh man, now we're super off topic. I'm sorry. That was.
That's
fun.
fine. So, I mean, I know, Matt, you brew all sorts of the stuff, and I brew God knows a ton. Brandon, are you just going to stick with your black-green? Or...
I was actually talking to Matt earlier. I don't even know where to go with this. Like this format. When I saw Theros come out, I'm like, okay, I want to do this. I had like a decent, like Jund list stuck together. I was like, all right, I'm gonna be mid-rangey, use some removal spells. I tried to do something similar because it's just kind of my go-to, and I wasn't feeling it. I also looked at just like a red green monsters kind of deck because obviously you want to be proactive.
Yeah.
Week 1, 2, and I think that having stuff like Kranos and like Reaper of the Wilds not Reaper of the Wilds.
Reaper's good.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking red green here. What's that guy? Xenagos. There we go. It's like
Xenagod.
it's a green red 4-drop. No, Xenagod, the Planeswalker.
Oh yeah,
I was thinking of those. Maybe Xenagod though. I mean, it might be a good format for him. I was looking at those cards.
Great one of.
Yeah, I don't know yet. So yeah, anyway, I was looking at those cards, thinking, this might be fun. I just, goldfished it a bit, didn't feel it. Tried some green black, didn't feel it. I honestly don't know what to do. I feel so lost.
Well, I think I can't remember if we were on camera yet, but I was saying that nothing survived Nothing really survived rotation. Even red
No.
looks a little different, except Rabble Master is about all that survived.
Yep.
Because Ash Zealot, Burning
Sure.
Tree, Legion Loyalist, what's
All
the
gone.
other? Cackler. They're all. I mean,
Yep.
all of the cheap stuff
Oh,
is gone. Like,
Cackles! I'm gonna miss you.
I'm
yeah. Now I get to play Fire Drinker Satyr, and that was the last deck I played before this rotation was a mono red, but I hated Satyr, and I just kept him out of it. I just played 4 Satyr Hoplites, and they were so much better. They trigger
Really?
once, and oh yeah. No, I hate Satyr. Like, it just feels so gross paying 4 mana and 4 life to kill a Courser.
Yeah, I don't know what else you have to do though. Like, Sitter Hoplite just can't kill Courser.
No.
Like no matter
Can
what.
with a hammer hand.
Yeah,
Alright,
you
fair enough.
can.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
That's
Well, I
definitely
mean, it
enough.
keeps it from blocking, and then any
Okay.
other. Is I played the super sweet ones. You play like that guy, and then you play hammer hand, hit you for 5,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then you have a 5/5 on 2 in a red deck, which is actually kind of tough for a lot of decks to fight off. Runs through a Brimaz.
It's pretty nuts.
No, a hammer
Makes-
hand was the core of that deck. It was super sweet.
Yeah, that's still there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
hammer
was,
hand, hammer hand, man.
Sitter Hoplite Hammerhand combo. That might actually just
I
be a
was going
thing.
through what my
I like it.
deck list looks like my new control deck. Like I'm either gonna be a blue white or America. I haven't decided which way to go, but I'm gonna definitely come in my first week, which is gonna be Monday, with control
Mhm.
because I'm gonna be that guy.
What's the blue-white win con without Elspeth?
Elspeth.
Yeah. So split, right?
It's
I don't know,
Elspeth,
guys.
Dig for Elspeth. Win with Elspeth. Go.
Elspeth, take for Elspeth, win for that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that seems reasonable.
Or clever impersonator and take their Sarkin and go, ha ha! I swing for 4. You die now.
Yeah. So, I guess, have you tested this at all, Matt? Like, Sarkhan versus Stormbreath Dragon? That's something I've been interested about.
I haven't really.
Okay.
I
I'm,
can
I'm,
say we have at the store.
All right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think Stormbreath is still better.
I agree, but
Maybe that's wrong, but
Here's-
like Obzon Charm doesn't kill it.
Mhm.
Suppression Field doesn't hit it. Though I guess Suppression Field doesn't hit Sarkon either.
No.
yeah.
Doesn't get Vanishing Lighted. And because like Murderous, I guess that Sarkon protects itself from Murderous Cut, which I think is, as what I've seen, it's the removal spell of format now. So I guess that is relevant. Is there anything with Pro Black? I'm trying to think if there's anything. Like, there's no blood, because like nothing can kill a
Yeah.
Blood Baron now.
No,
Well, yeah,
Blood
it's-
If
Baron's
Blood
gone,
Baron
so-
still existed.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to
Stuck
think
the
of
Flames and
what can
Stormbreath
kill it.
Dragon are like the only things.
Yeah, that'd be about it.
Yeah.
A couple red cards.
So here's
Yeah,
what
there's
I
no
was.
Visium Orders.
Here's what we did. We built, I think it was green red, and it was. I want to say it was like rug walkers, and then just a straight like green red creatures monsters type deck. And the rug walkers, of course, had Sarkin, and I was running, my regular, good old Stormbreath. And I'll say, Sarkin's good because you could be like, oh, I'm going to plus him and just swing in for 4, and you can't kill it, you can't do anything. That's cool. Stormbreath was really solid because he came onto the battlefield and if there was anything in white, that deck just completely rolled him. The biggest problem with Stormbreath was Sarkin's got this minus, which just fireballs just about anything.
Well, Sarkon is a much more controlling card than
Yeah.
Stormbreath. Stormbreath does not control.
No,
It's,
it's just ramming right in. That's all.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you top off, and you don't necessarily top off with Sarkon. Like,
No.
Sarkon is a more strategic play, and you may even go to Elspeth the next turn or something.
Mhm.
The best deck I've seen with Sarkon in it so far is a Mardu Planeswalker. It plays Sorin and like Butcher the Horde, and
Butcher's so good.
yeah, and it plays like Elspeth. So it plays like, I don't know, like 3 different unique Planeswalkers, maybe
Yeah.
8 copies of all of them put together. And Sarkon, even in those, is like a 2 of.
Yeah, he's not like a big. He's not like.
He's
a
more
green red.
resilient.
Yeah.
He's more resilient than the average Planeswalker because he goes up to 5, and like it never like he gets tons of value even if he just bolts something.
Yeah.
Or flame slash something,
Yeah.
I guess. Like, because then they've either got to spend some attack or a card to finish the job. Otherwise, it's just this indestructible Storm Breath Dragon.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, but the big thing is I like Storm Breath because he just kind of got out there and people were like, oh god, what do I do? And you had to either like Murderous Cut it or Hero's Downfall it. And that's the only two big things that could hit it at this point that we saw.
Well, I remember back in, well, and the same I guess is true with Blood Baron, but like I remember funny enough, back in Alara, I guess it was Alara Zendikar days, back when Jund was like the biggest huge deck everywhere. Like you had to think about what could stop something as innocent as like a Great Sable Stag.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is you have to think like, well, okay, it dodges a Doomblade, it dodges a whatever, but a Lightning Bolt kills it. And so you would have to kind of put it in a box of, okay, I have these options. And Storm Breath obviously dodges all the good white removal, and I'm trying to think of I guess it eats a Wingmate Rock. That card actually seems to be pretty strong. I thought it was kind of flimsy, but it does pretty well. It's a lot of guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 6
almost Broodmate Dragon.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, almost Broodmate. But Broodmate was hard to cast. Remember, he was John.
Right.
He was 3 red, white, or red, black, green.
Yeah,
He's
he
just
was
white.
a little rough.
Yeah, but this is actually pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
You couldn't have made it much cheaper.
No, if they had made it any cheaper, that card would just be completely off.
No, yeah. If there were a
2
4-drop,
white.
just
Yeah, that would have been
stop
too
playing
good.
standard.
Brimaz, untap Brimaz and play that guy, you probably just win.
God.
Yeah.
Can lose? No.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think Wingmate Rod has a pretty good chance.
Yeah.
No, I definitely I like him in standard. I haven't picked up everything I want out of this set yet.
I don't have anything.
I literally have 0 Gods of Tarkir cards, but it's because I didn't go to the previous.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, I've been kind of hunting on eBay, so I've been picking.
Okay. Yeah.
The other one really. I was watching, and I don't know if it's just the first alpha run. Did you guys see off Dirium's YouTube? The guy posted a box opening, just a random box he pulled out. It was $600 in value. It was like
wow.
3. He had 4 total fetches that were foiled out.
Whew.
He had
4 foils?
4 fetched foils.
Okay. This is not normal.
No, I was like, is this just like the alpha
Don't use
run?
this as a base.
No, I was
Wow.
like, is this like the alpha run? Because they're trying to. I know Wizards is trying to like make it so you can't, track where cards are. Like,
Yeah, I know that you were able to map as recently as Return to Ravnica.
Yeah.
you could map all the way up until
I don't know if-
Theros.
And that may be the case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like I think Theros was the last one we could successfully map. Other than that, I know M15 wasn't able, and I don't think you can. I don't think you could do it with cons. But honestly, like he kept popping them. He had like 10 or 11 fetches. 4 of them were foiled. 1 polluted Delta, 3 Bloodstain Mire. He had like 2 Sarkans, a Sorin. I'm like, is this like the alpha run? Because I know.
Can I have that box?
Well,
Yeah.
what I'm bringing up. In
I want 4 foil
Zendi,
fetches.
when Zendi came out, the first alpha run boxes, like the first runs, had a massive ton of fetches. Like they had a massive ton of like everything good, and then it was basically like to draw people in to buy stuff. And then after that, it was like, oh, we're going back to our regular way. I'm like,
Maybe the case.
I'm like, are
I
they
know
doing
a guy
like,
who opened a Tega out of a Zendikar box when they like slid in the old school stuff.
Yep, they did that
opened
at
a
Fuel
Tega.
Roll.
Did they? I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah, that was the alpha run.
That's
Yeah.
insane, man. I want to tag out of my Zendikar box too. That'd
Yeah.
be awesome.
That was pretty cool.
Is standard legal now? Like it can't.
Yeah,
even-
right.
Oh,
Well, it was actually a bit of a debate, but I don't know if there was any rhyme or reason to it. Like,
No,
so no, you couldn't really.
I think it was just surprise factor.
Yeah, I think so.
Um,
Well, it was like buried treasure. That was like the whole thing in Zendikar. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I thought it was clever.
So I don't know if people are buying boxes, they'll have to let us know, because the alpha runs generally go for about this week, and that's about it. So if you get a box within a week of that, that's your first print. So I wonder if they're just gonna be insane across the board.
It could be.
I actually think that was just like a chance thing. I can't imagine that like every box in the first.
Oh yeah,
week.
and then he had a clever impersonator foil that he opened too.
Yeah. So he's just like the luckiest guy ever.
He was opening it for the store, and they recorded it, and it just went up today.
Oh.
And it literally, I sat there and my mouth hit the floor.
Well, we did the math on how many fetches you're supposed to open. It's 3.6 per box.
3.6.
Like,
that's still pretty good.
Under like perfect conditions, because there's 54 rares, so 5 of them are fetches.
Yeah.
It's like a little over 10%. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
about
it's pretty good.
3-4 in a box. Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not horrible. Fetches are good. They're gonna take
my luck
their
it'd be all the non-blue ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I don't want the blue ones yet. Like, I don't think getting fetches for value is even good yet. Oh yeah, like I just mean I don't think I'm playing them in standard. Obviously those are the ones you want. Yeah. Okay. If you're gonna play it, go for the blue.
The only thing I've opened really big was my Bloodstain Mire. I popped that already. So.
I really think we should be trading our fetches right now. Like
I think they'll slip down.
Oh, they're gonna.
Yeah.
People are gonna be opening cons for the next 9 months, so
they're gonna be
they're kind of
$10.
Yeah.
I think they'll probably be 15.
So
I think Shocks went down.
They're gonna go down. They're gonna go down to 10.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, they'll hit 10.
Things are not as good in standard as Shocks, so the demand won't be quite as insane. Although I think like for Eternal demand, like that'll help. So maybe like equal, but so many people are like, oh my god, you get so many fetches. Okay, I'm gonna go buy 2 boxes, and a bunch of different people do this, and eventually there's a lot more fetches on the market, and the price goes down. Like you can't have boxes that are gonna be higher value than like higher card value than the value of the box.
Yeah.
Or it's just gonna keep going down. So like basic economics would say that it's gonna go down. How much I don't know. Deltas are probably gonna stay above 20. Just because they're polluted deltas, but I think the rest of them are probably going to go down to like at least 15.
Yeah. Well, TGC players actually offering Windswept and Wooded for 14 apiece right now.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So that's that's about right. I mean, so talking about standard, or should we just? I mean, so we already know the fetches are going to help people get into Legacy. But I mean that's a given. So
I think it just makes modern easier.
Yeah, it makes modern easier.
That's really, I think, the biggest thing. That was, in my mind, I was thinking of it from a strategic perspective, company-wise. Like it helps get people into modern when the biggest barrier is the fetches, the enemy fetches.
Yeah,
were all that they had
before they
and
get
now
reprinted.
You get your fetches, huh?
Before they get reprinted.
Yeah. I don't know. It's probably gonna be a while before they get reprinted. I'm holding on. I have a set of Arid Maces. That's the only fetch I have, and I'm hanging on to them.
Okay. There's been like speculation that third set is Zendikar.
Yep.
Just based on like Sarkhan's in the set, we have Kiora, we have Sorin. Wizards have said they don't like printing half cycles of lands, so it kind of lends towards them putting the other 5 fetches. So there's like a okay chance. I don't think it's gonna be the third set here, but. I mean, maybe
it's coming soon.
Well, I mean,
I didn't think it was going to be these.
They did all the friendly temples in the first set, so they may do something like that this time. Release 3 of the old fetches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For the next set, they might do that.
Yeah,
hopefully
that could be
with new art too. I hope that they kind of keep the dragon theme and do new arts if the old ones are still special.
Yeah, I think that's why
the second set. The second set is the time travel one. I think it'll be third set. The problem with them printing 3 now, like in the next set and 2 in the last, is these are going to be separated by a standard rotation. So then they'd have.
Not yet. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I guess they will. Yes. I guess they will when they come around. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So like I think the big set, the second big set, so set 3, they might do it. I don't think we'll see them in set 2.
No,
yes, I think you're probably right then.
Set 2 is going to be just like the filler set for cons.
Yeah, it's the time set.
Yeah, and then we'll see the other. Yeah, maybe like the Tweed. I like his. Maybe the 5 pain lands. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
it'd be interesting if they did the 5 pain lands in an expansion in an expert level set when they did the other half of them in a. Yeah. It seems too development heavy, if you know what I mean. They seem like plants a little more.
Summon core set, summon.
Yeah.
Expert set. Yeah.
It's weird.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's weird. So. we know Brandon plays black green. Matt, what are you gonna? What is your next big tournament you're gonna play in with, or what are you playing in next?
Well, I was looking at the schedule the other day, and there's one in Indy this weekend, which is right up the road for me, but I'm not gonna be able to make that one, and I don't have the pieces I need.
The cards.
But though my finger is on the trigger, I've been hovering over my cart to see, like, maybe I can just buy this now and get everything I need to get it going. But I don't know what I'm going to go to next.
So what are you building? What would you take to say you're going to Indy? What would you be bringing?
Well, the deck that I've been testing lately that I've been really happy with it's a Just Sky deck, kind of. It's like a blue-white. I talked about it in my article this week, but I've adjusted it a lot since then. It's an Ornithopter Chief Engineer deck, but it plays a playset of Brimaz.
Yeah.
I love the Brimaz.
Which sounds weird, but it plays a playset of Brimaz, and it plays a playset of Spear of Heliod. So basically what the plan is you're on the aggro plan, obviously, but you're backed up with 4 Just Sky Charms and 4 Shrapnel Blasts. Those are the only red cards in the deck, and then it's just a bunch of tempo. And I've been playtesting it, and it wins a lot. 5 damage is a lot of damage. And it plays Ornithopters, and it plays a couple Chief Engineers. But otherwise, I can't remember. I've recently changed what the other creature. Let me see if I have it. Let's see. But it still plays. I can't remember. I've changed it. I'm looking at a list that's actually a couple days old, so I've changed it a little bit. But that's what I'd play. It feels so good to go Ornithopter, Springleaf Drum, untap, turn 2 Brimaz. It feels real gross. And
that does sound kind of gross, actually.
Yeah, and then you untap, put an Ensoul on your Ornithopter, smash for 9. It's really aggressive, and Ornithopter's a key of it, because it doesn't feel like Ornithopter and Brimaz should be in the same deck, but actually work really well together and keep your curve low. It originally had Ascendancies, and I was trying to make like a combo-y version of that deck, but I just cut all of them. It's too slow, and it doesn't do anything by itself. And I've played in other versions of decks. I love Just Sky Ascendancy. I've built the combo deck, and I talked about that in my article this week. But and a lot of people have. The version I've built is the one I made up, but I've seen others along with it that look cool too. So I'd either take some version of that combo deck or the Brimaz deck, probably. I just think I just feel like Brimaz is super strong right now, and with backed up with that burn a little bit, and Spear is super critical right now, and even though I'm playing 4 of them, if you put an Ensoul artifact, that might kill it. If you have an extra, you can Shrapnel Blast it, and also with Chief Engineer, you can tap Brimaz in a token and cast it for free.
Yeah, true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
So I was curious, and it seems like a lot of people agree with you on Brimaz being a big deal because he's gone up to $28.
Yeah, I was actually looking.
Wow, gone that high?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I bought my play set for $28.
Yeah, you got in
That's
at the
insane.
right time.
Yeah.
I think he went down to 10 or 12 for a while.
Yeah, he was way down.
Yeah. Just figured I'd throw that in there, seeing as I was trying to get them. For so long, I was trying to get that card, and just no one would trade them to me. I'm trading anything.
Yeah, that's
Look
how
at
it
this
was
binder.
for me with Voice of Resurgence. I could
Right.
never get Voice of Resurgences off people. I just needed one for my EDH, and no one would let it go. And oh well.
No, they're back to 20 for some
Yeah,
reason.
now they're back down. Well, the only deck they play in is Pod now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've gone up recently. They were 17, now they're 20, which is just weird. I guess they got bought out. Yeah, they're out of stock.
Yeah, well, people are buying them out because it's a voice. They're not going to ever get reprinted. Wizards admitted, "Oops, we made a mistake when we printed that card."
Well, it'll be in a Modern Masters eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
If it's going to be that much.
Actually, I'm surprised. If it was me, I'd be playing a super fast aggro deck in Legacy, and I like voice on that because there's so much blue.
Oh, it's just disgusting because
it is really
seems
nice
good.
with blue. Give you that.
Because
I love
Swords
voice
is the only
in, a
biggie,
range show.
right? Swords is the only big removal that's really played.
It's the only one that can just answer voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty popular though.
Yeah.
Swords is like I don't know, one of the most played cards in the format by far. So yeah, it's kind of tough. It does like it shuts down some of the brainstorm shenanigans. So I like that. I think it's it actually seems pretty good.
Is Mental Misstep banned in Legacy? Or just banned in Modern? It is banned in Legacy?
Yeah, it's banned in Legacy. It's only legal in Vintage.
Vintage
That's
only.
fun.
It's not a bummer. That card would be so impressive.
Yeah, it would be pretty good.
If anything, it should be like what are they? It's gets in like Vintage.
Restricted.
Restricted. Yeah, I mean it
Just
might
a
even.
single copy.
Yeah, it should maybe even
pretty
be
good.
restricted. Like that card's not fun in Vintage in any way. Just that's nice. You're gonna try to dress me, which is a huge card in that format. Nope. I
Duress?
disagree. Yeah.
I've literally never played a game of Vintage in my life. I just know that you basically play the Power 9 and then some other artifacts. That's about all I know about.
It's like every deck starts with the same 15 cards almost. It's like Power 9, and then you throw in like a Library of Alexandria. What's that one? The tutors. There's like 4 different tutors that every deck plays no matter what. Stuff like Time Vault Voltaic Key. This is like the combo deck.
Right, that's just an insta win, but
yeah, so it's just like all the combo plays. Oh, you play like Sol Ring and Tinker as well, and you just try to combo off with one of your like 17 different combos. So
it doesn't sound like fun to me. It's basically actually a coin flip. That's what it seems like to me.
I thought that at first, and then I actually started paying attention to the format, and now it's like one of my favorites. I think I'd rather play it than Legacy. Like it's really exciting.
And I'm sure it is.
Yeah, the degenerate things you can do in that format it's really fun.
That's what regular Magic used to be, sir.
Well, it wasn't like that.
But that's what it.
Yeah, Vampiric and like Demonic Tutor.
Yeah. All right.
Nuclear
so let's get back on to.
Let's get back to standard.
Yeah, let's move forward about 20 years.
20 years,
Get back to standard.
and we could talk about standard. Now,
I was thinking we could talk about some of the new cards, like just go through them.
Well, yeah,
like
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So Treasured Cruise, we already talked about how much of a bomb it really is. So it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, it's quite strong.
Yeah. Same with Dig Through Time. They're gonna be played in different decks, guys, but honestly, both amazing cards. I mean, especially with Treasure Cruise being a common. One of them at a common level, I kind of was looking at, since it's a sorcery, and I'm like, maybe I can scry more with this. Is the Taigam Scheming? It's Taigam Scheming.
One.
Yeah, it's the one blue.
The one that you can index, but you can put it in the yard, right?
Yeah, you can either put it in the yard or put it back in any order.
This card doesn't say draw a card at the end of it. I don't think I'm gonna.
No, there's no draw.
Oh, it's so good though.
Yeah, that would be so good. I don't know. It's just this is card disadvantage.
Not really.
It is. You pay a card to
it is a
put
little
cards
bit.
into your graveyard.
It's card disadvantage in the same way that Magma Jet is almost a card and a half.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because you can kill something and basically potentially negate 2 bad draws, which is worth something, but it does not put a card in your hand.
Yeah, if Flashback were in this set, then I would say this is fine, and then I'd like obviously play a lot of it. I just don't want to play this. Like it just enables Delve.
Yep.
That's it, which I don't think is quite enough. Unless you're like all in on Delve, in which case I think there's a lot of green cards that are a lot better.
I don't know. You could play it like in a Courser deck and put everything but the land on top, and then
I guess.
No, you're already stretching.
Straws that you're grasping at, like. I don't see it, guys.
Yeah,
what do you guys
it's not
think
quite
of
there.
Weave Fate over Divination?
I didn't play Inspiration.
Yeah, is it Inspiration?
It's Inspiration.
Yeah,
and I never played that card.
Okay.
So, no.
Divination's not that great. This is worse.
Yeah, and Divination, I mean, truth be told, like, the only deck previously that played even Divination was the blue-white deck, just as kind of a redundancy.
Or like one list.
Yeah, they played like 1 or maybe 2.
I'm going to throw, like I said, I'm going to throw cards out there. We're going to talk about the charms as a whole.
Yeah.
Winter Flame.
I don't even.
Too
Is it
expensive.
the? Yeah.
Need to be
It's,
a red and a blue.
Red, blue, and colorless. Choose one or both.
it's like tapper.
Tap a
Like,
creature.
I mean, I know
or
it can't be
burn.
electrolyze, but that's just one too many. It needed to
Oh,
be red.
imagine if it said draw a card at the end of it.
Oh gosh, that would be strong. That would be very strong. But
Yeah, I think I'd play that.
I mean, like either that or I wish that this. Well, I mean, you can't really do it that way because I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, Battlefield Thaumaturge, but it doesn't help it that much. You know, if it was like if it was 2 a red and a blue and draw a card, because then it'd be red blue draw a card with Thaumaturge. That maybe.
It's like that just makes
I'm
you.
always trying to use that dang Thaumaturge though.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are.
If this started just
Icy Blast and all of the ones from the previous set, like Icy Blast with a Ferocious Guy, tap your team down for a whole, basically sleep you at instant speed for 1 blue is pretty good.
Yeah,
it is good. Blue red for Winter Flame, is it playable? Like, is it good?
No.
Just
Way
blue
too
red.
much. No.
No, I don't.
Do you manifest? You don't see it?
No,
Okay.
I think if it was tap doesn't untap, maybe.
Right.
Because then it's a Frost Breath that actually kills one of them.
Then you
But
get to like tempo them.
This is a
bit.
tempo. This is a tempo card that needed to be 1 cheaper to be a tempo card.
That's what I mean.
It's an
like,
awesome
just
tempo
blue
card
red.
if it was
Yeah,
one
I think
less.
if it was a blue red and that's it, I think it'd be just fine.
It'd be pretty sweet.
That was my question. I was like, you're saying no? I don't understand.
Yeah.
No, it's just that 1 mana really kills it.
Here's what I'm interested in. Ride Down.
Yeah, I think that card's sweet.
Ride
it's
Down
really
looks
good.
really good.
It is an effect that you feel like should happen. If you like kill the thing, you're like, ah, and you ride on. It feels right, and so I'm glad that they made this card.
I can just imagine
so
the situation where they're gonna like chump block your 6/6 and you're just gonna ride down. Like they're gonna chump it with a 1/1. They don't want to throw anything else away. You're just gonna ride down and hit them for 6. Like, welcome to the dome.
Well, even if you're like swinging with a like a 3/3 or something, and block with a Courser, and then you just smash the Courser and smash them. Like I feel like that's real solid.
That's so good.
I mean, even look at it like in
Courser.
any like god or anything.
Great.
Yeah.
Changes your tune a little bit.
I mean, just look
I already thought it was good.
I look at with any god. It's like gods are big, but they're like, oh, they don't have trample, so I'm just gonna stick my little 1/1 mystic in front of it, and you can be like, ride down here, take 6, thank you.
I don't know what god you're playing in these colors though.
I'm playing.
Well, and actually, I was just looking at it to see if it just said destroy all blocking creatures, because then because Erois has to be blocked by 2, so you just like 2 for 1 them, and you hit them in the face. Yeah, no, just one of them, but you just kill the one with the highest toughness.
Yeah, exactly. You kill
the
the creature, and all creatures blocked by it get the ability, which
is
is
pretty
sweet.
good.
It actually came up a lot. I had 2 of these in my deck for a 2-2 giant. It came up with Abzan Guide. We had Abzan Guide and Fenza or whatever, putting counters on it. So it's an 8/8 lifelinker, and they were trying to jump it. We just like ride down it. So don't for 8, gained 8 life. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I had.
I think Ride Down. Ride Down is red and a white. If it had been 1 red and a white, not playable.
Yeah, I agree.
But this lets you play 2 combat tricks on turn 3 with like your, you have your Rabble Master, and you jam your Rabble Master in there, and they're like, oh, I'll block your 5/2, and then you just run over them.
Yeah.
And they're really
I feel like that's what makes Ride Down strong. It's just that little tempo play where you thought you were going to take 2 and you took 10.
Yeah,
and you lost a guy, and so you're all blocker down, and you took a lot more damage.
Yeah,
and the Rebel Master's still alive.
And the Rebel Master's still alive.
Yeah. Rebel Master's alive, and now you're just at like 4 life. So thanks for coming.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty big deal. This card I can see doing a lot. If there's like a red-white X deck, or just red-white with Rebel Masters,
I think it's just red-white. Yeah, I mean, I can see Rebel Master with one card that I actually think has been really sweet but hadn't seen play is a Crowan Hoplite. It's the 1/2 that's for a red and a white. X +0 when he attacks, where X is attacking creature. So he's always a 2/2.
Yep.
And in this case, he's like a 6/2 or whatever. Let's say it's a Rabble Master case, and then you play this card, and then he just smashes him in the face.
Yeah, he kills people basically.
Block your 6/2 with my 2/2. Kill your 2/2. Take 6.
Bueno. So it's like a fling, but not, because you keep your guy.
Yeah, because you keep it's fling, but you get to keep your guy.
Yeah.
And
Is
that's a
this
bit of a
good?
stretch.
Guys,
Like,
is this good?
So, what do you guys think of Master the Way? That
way
big.
too expensive.
That's what
I
I
don't
was
even know what
looking
you're
at.
talking about. Oh, Master of the Way right there.
Yeah.
See,
That
it
card.
has the same problem that Blastogenius did. Like, I loved Blastogenius, but it was
Yes.
6 mana. Like, it was so much, and
So,
you could
not
have,
an.
like, discard for 3 or 4.
If this were an instant, then I could maybe see it.
Yes,
Like
maybe.
hold your mana up, and then you're like,
Yes.
all right, well, I didn't have anything to do with this. I can't.
And then cut it'd have to be instant and be 1 mana less.
Yes.
I think. Because then it's just replacing itself for, and frankly, it's fairly conditional removal.
Well, if you have like 6 cards or whatever in hand, 4 or 5 mana, draw 1, just killer guy. Like I'd
So
pay.
you have a cantripping lava axe.
Well, would you pay 5 mana and just deal 6 damage to a creature? Like when you look at it that way, I'm like, yeah, I'd do that.
Generally not.
Really? Like in your control deck, you're just like, all right, well, I can kill this thing for free, go up a card.
You can
Just
Faded
kill that?
Conflagration for 4 if you really want to deal damage, and then you can just scry for 2.
Yeah,
And
Okay.
I think it's too much.
I see card advantage. I'm like, I want that. Like, this
If
is
it
the way
was
to go.
something like, I could even see if they kind of nerfed it and it was like 1, a blue and a red, reveal top card of your library and put it in your hand, deals damage
Sure.
equal to converted mana cost, something like that. Like maybe, but this is it's just too expensive, too slow. Like I can't imagine that when you're in a position at a sorcery speed where you can maybe break something.
Oh, I'm
Like-
only thinking about this as an instant. Like it's sorcery. It's not.
Oh
Playable.
yeah.
I'm like thinking if this were an instant and 5, would it still be okay? Like I don't know. I'd probably not.
No, I think it needs to be 1 less. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking of things like Steam Augury. Like that's kind of what it'd
Right.
be in that. Although it is removal in Steam Augury, isn't?
Actual card advantage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. Steam Augury, they give you your 2 worst cards or whatever.
Yeah.
But they do go to the bin though to help with your dig through time. That is the benefit, I guess, of Steam
That's true.
Steam Augury.
Yeah.
It's an instant speed. One of those so and so's delving or whatever the
Yeah.
one in the blue was. It's an
Sure.
instant speed one of those that actually gives you a couple your worst cards out of the stack.
All right,
Mhm.
so I pulled a few others. What do you guys think of Necropolis Fiend, the rare delve
Yeah.
zombie?
I think he's cool,
Yeah.
actually. He's like a finisher that's not Empty the Pits.
Yeah,
Because,
think
I mean,
it's-
Empty the Pits gets ball blighted or something.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong, I love me some Empty the Pits, but I feel like he's just strong to take the board.
he's delve, which is nice. So you could delve him down to a reasonable cost. He's a
And then he gets
4/5.
murderous cut. I mean, that's a bad argument, but
Does the Doomblade lol.
Yeah, I
I
bad
just-
argument. But
I
Like,
kinda
okay, so-
like his tap ability where you exile X cards from your graveyard.
Yeah,
and your creature
obviously,
gets
it's like
XX.
the big
so
pull.
I mean, that's
and he's
kinda-
big. I mean, like, I love the idea of a 4/5 for 2 mana. I mean, Tombstalker was good.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. Like Tombstalker was a thing, or it still is a thing in Legacy.
Yeah.
This is 1 mana more and 1 toughness or power less, but it's got a pretty decent ability. Like this, it's not a great way to snipe creatures, but it's a way to snipe creatures, so it's probably still okay.
Well, it lets
Those
you like
cost a
2
bit
for
of
1 on
mana.
the block because the problem is like
Right.
I feel like with this guy because he's so cheap, your point is to get aggressive with him and then he can't use his second ability. So I just think
Yeah.
of him like a Tombstalker.
Sure.
And occasionally he will kill a creature, but most of the time
Yeah.
he's just getting sideways for cheap.
He's a little Tombstalker for a little more that has a little less power. It's still going to be good in standard.
I mean, he's still.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
this
he's still
is a
like
decent
blocks.
card.
Like he still blocks Brimaz, and
Yep.
so he does fine on defense, and then can kill.
Kills
something.
Courser.
He still kills Sorcerer.
Kills,
I feel
Route
like
Master.
the flying 4/5 for 2 is the benefit, not as
Right.
much the kill stuff. Occasionally that will be relevant, but I think most of the time you're just going to hit him in the face, kill a planeswalker
Yeah.
or something.
all right. Next one, Segu Mauler.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think this card is actually super strong.
Yeah, it's
cool.
It's a 6-drop, 6/6, trample hexproof, and has morph.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that? A
it's got
turn?
shot.
Yeah, I mean, there are some cards that can kill it. Crackling Doom kills it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that card's so good.
Yeah, that card is so strong. I have no idea.
That was
That's
going to
why-
be
Like,
one
it's
I
like-
was going to bring up is Crackling Doom because that is
That's
Yeah.
a very good card.
that card is awesome.
Also in
But
my
on-
2
but
Giants.
on Sagu Mauler, like I think there's going to be like one deck that plays him. I don't think he's going to be proliferate, but
yeah.
he's cool. He is very cool, and he's just really large. You know, he's a
Yes.
Nylea, kind of. He's 6'6". Nylea doesn't have trample, but you know, you get the idea that it's a really hard to deal with 6'6".
Yeah, he's got hexproof.
Yeah, yes, that's proof. Yeah, you can't even get banished or something.
I think this is like how I want hexproof to be printed. I don't want hexproof on 1/1s.
Yeah.
Hexproof on a big 6/6 is like your finisher for a deck, or like, you know, just a pretty big threat. I'm fine with like, haha, this is really difficult to deal with. You can't just murders cut this. Thank you. But you know, it's not gonna like this isn't the build around enchantment card, which is what makes me really happy about it.
No,
Because Lord knows we have enough of those.
I actually
And the
like
morph
this.
is expensive. You know, it's
Yeah,
not
the
like the
morph
morph is
is
3
cheaper.
or it's 3 or 4. Like 5 is a lot, and like on curve you can hit it on turn 3. Elvish Mystic into this into
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, you still need another source, so no, it's
Turn
still
4. You
Turn
can
4.
do this.
You can actually turn.
That's,
No,
that's
you can
fast.
turn 4 is as soon as you.
Turn 4. You morph turn 3. Turn 4 you play a land. Turn 5 you play a land. Do it. Yeah.
So next one, since I'm a Hydra guy, what do you guys think of Hooded Hydra?
He's cool. I think he's neat. I don't know if he's going to see any play, but he's pretty cool.
Yeah. I have the same idea. I talked to someone at the pre-release, where I was trading. I think I was trading for some fetches, I was trading for some fetches, and we talked about this guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I like it as a cyborg card versus control in this deck that plays Rattleclaw Mystic. Is late game, you're gonna have this. You're gonna play it morphed down, face down. They don't know what it is. They're like, well, I'm not gonna counter a Rattleclaw Mystic." And then you unmorph it in response to their verdict or whatever, and you get 5 dudes that you can attack with or something. Or if you just unmorph it whenever, you're still gonna get dudes. So yeah, in that sense, I think it's pretty cool. I don't think it's gonna be like a main deck. This is one of my threats that I'm really counting on though. Like 5 mana 5 versus what is it? Yeah, 5 mana 5/5s aren't that great. Even if they give you a bunch of 1/1s after. But I think in that
he's really an 8 mana 5/5 if you were going to morph him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's either 7 mana or 8 mana
Sure.
to get 5.
Yeah. I do like that. Like if you draw him late, you can just make him for really big.
Yeah.
But again, I don't like him out of control matchups. In which case, I'm just going to be morphing it every time.
Yep. The last one for me, well, there's a few others, but the last one that really kind of was Bear's Companion. That one.
Nope.
Yeah, too expensive.
Pretty much.
I mean,
You get a 4/4 bear and it's sweet, but nope.
well, but I mean, you can pay 2 less and get a Savage Knuckleblade. I mean,
Yeah.
Yep.
where you're going.
That's what I was looking at. I was like, oh, it's Savage Knuckleblade.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But the token get bounced, and then you're left with a 2/2.
Yay!
So.
You're left with the actual bear that you paid 5 mana for.
So
You're
out of
right.
the cons, which do we think is going to be seeing the most play in Standard?
It's a DC.
See,
Yeah.
yeah, I would agree.
Not close. Like this card's a way, or it's like a deck all on its own. None of the other ones really are.
So you're
Maybe
not
in
even-
a set.
I see. I was going
No,
to.
I like Narset, but
Yeah.
like not as an actual standard play. It's going to be Anafenza and Sidisi.
An
I
offensive.
don't actually think I don't think Sirach is good at all.
See, that's what I was
He's
going to ask.
okay.
Is what do you think about Sirach? Because he can't
He's
be
cyber-
countered, and then
Who's countering spells? I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I just feel like he's not as relevant.
I like him as a cyborg card. Like if control's a big thing, then you can side 2 of them in or something, and then
So
you
especially Annihilia, it's Annihilia that's always online that
Yeah.
you can flash in for a bunch of colors.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
Okay.
in these colors already, it's not going to be that big of a deal.
I mean,
like-
maybe like a 1 of or a 2 of. Like I just wouldn't get excited about it. But Sidisi's like a 4 of, Anafenza's like a 3 or 4 of, and Narset's like a 1 of. And Zergo's actually pretty cool, but I don't know a deck that would play him over a Sarkhan or something.
Yeah.
He's
5
out.
mana.
If he was one,
Dragon or Zergo. Give me that
Yeah.
dragon.
and
if Zergo was like 3 mana and he only had like 5 power or 4
Yeah.
power, maybe
That's a
he'd
lot.
be good enough. But that's a lot of mana to get Magma Sprayed.
No kidding.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I agree there.
All right, take 7 magma spray.
Next question.
One
Sorin
thing.
or Sarkin?
Really quickly, Sarkin. One thing really quickly. Anafenza, I don't like. I think she's really good and she's going to be played in standard, but I don't like the design. It hoses a different color combination and that irks me.
If a creature card would be put into a opponent's graveyard from anywhere.
Yeah, it hoses to DC specifically, which I don't know. I don't like.
Yeah, I get that. I think that's fine. I don't know if it has anything to do with the lore that,
Yeah, I
like,
don't know.
the white of
They hate each other.
Abzan has a problem with Sultai or something.
Yeah. I don't like cards that blind, like Life Main Zombie was a problem because it was main deckable hate card. Same with that blue one that tapped green creatures. Like that's why those are annoying.
Because it was such a good devotion generator. It was to have a Mind Reaver, and you'd always take the thing that had situational upside. Yeah. And I played me a Mind Reaver too, but yeah.
So that's my only gripe with
I can understand that.
And offensive.
All right.
Yeah, no, I think it's fair. I think it's fair.
So
I actually misread Sidisi though. I thought it was for every creature, but it just checks whether you got one or not. And I thought it was like if you mill 3 creatures, you get 3 guys. But I was just reading it again today. I was like, oh, it's just 1 or more. So it's just
still easily
pretty good.
Yeah.
It's still pretty good. I mean, a 3/3 and a 2/2 for. See that Bear's Companion? That's what this should have been. It should have been 1 red, green, blue.
Yeah, then it probably would have been decent. Although, like, even at that,
there's way too much on 4.
No past upside. Like,
yeah.
So Sarkhan or Sorin? Because Sorin's actually beating Sarkhan in price right now.
No, I think Sorin's better.
Sorin's went up that much.
Yeah, they're like 30
right
bucks
now.
Wow, what is happening?
So which one will see more standard play? I actually lean towards Sorin, not Sarkhan.
Yeah. Sorin's
really
Sorin's like a 4 of, because the deck that plays like Brimaz and that kind of an aggressive plan, they want to draw that Sorin to close the game.
Yeah.
Because it's what, +1/+0 on lifelink, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like if you're fighting the Rebel Master deck, you win the game as soon
Yeah.
as you hit him.
That's fair. I did not expect that. I even thought like he might go up a bit. I did not see 30. I was like 20.
I admittedly, I think that Sorin is actually one of the most boring planeswalkers this time around. He looks like the old one. He's like the backwards of the old one.
They just flipped his abilities. The artwork isn't even all that different.
No,
it's just Sorin standing there.
Yeah.
He's in front of different stuff now. It's not interesting.
No, I don't think I like the new Sarkhan. I think Sarkhan's cool, and I've liked every iteration of Sarkhan. I liked original. I liked Sarkhan of the Mad too.
No,
I liked
the red green one.
The red black one is, I think, one of the cooler ones.
Yes.
No, the red green one. Did you play that one?
Oh yeah. I'm super good. He's super good. He's like Zen.
I didn't play standard then. Everyone's like, "Oh, this card wasn't good." I'm like, "Really? Looks pretty good."
I mean, it was a Johnny Pride main or a Johnny Gold main that also gave your guys haste and did it every single turn. Right. Well, Sarkhan gave haste and
okay. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Well, I thought Spectral Procession into a Johnny Goldman was still super duper awesome. 6
just not beatable.
A bunch of 2/2s.
All right. Next question out of the Mythics. Clever Impersonator. As big of a bomb in standard as people think it is, or is it going to fizzle out and be a 1-deck wonder?
I've play tested with it a little bit, and it's fine. I play tested it in a deck that it was not supposed to be in at all, and I've taken them all out. But I've tried with them in a more typical deck, and it's okay. Like,
it really depends on how the format shapes out. Like, if the format's super Elspeth heavy, or like just super Haymaker heavy in general, where you're just playing insane cards and he's good. If it's a little faster and like, I don't know, Course is the best thing to copy, I don't actually like it.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm trying to think of what a blue deck wants to copy an Elspeth for.
I don't know.
Like, make 3 guys. I mean, I guess it does offer you a Wrath effect, but
yeah,
I feel like a lot of, because I do think Elspeth is probably the best finishing planeswalker we've seen in a while.
Oh yeah.
But I think.
Yeah, I can agree.
But I'm not. I guess I'm just not sure what deck you could steal an Elspeth from, and it would be relevant. Because, like, if you're playing like a Naya Planeswalker deck, like, they're going to play an Elspeth. If they play an Elspeth, then they're never going to use its minus. So the upside is to get 3 little guys. And so I guess I don't know how stealing someone else's plan is going to always be effective to the point where you'd always play a Clever Impersonator. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but
I mean, maybe Sarkhan's a better option because you can actually just kill their Sarkhan once you copy it.
Yeah.
So that seems really good.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, I like the card, and I've been, like you say, Matt, I've been testing with it. It's just, I'm trying to figure it out. Like, I'm like, is this really a good card? Is this, like, a card that's going to be like, oh, I'm going to stick it in my Tamir deck and, you know, my Rug deck and copy something, you know, like, stupid of theirs that they play, and I just want to have it too.
Well, see, my mistake was that I thought this was going to be another Phantasmal Image, and it is not another Phantasmal Image.
It's 2 mana is a lot less than 4.
It's a lot less than 4.
It's actually half.
It is actually half, and 9 times out of 10, I feel like you're going to copy a creature. I could be wrong about that. I feel like maybe 80%. Like, I'm trying to think of I guess you could copy like a Banishing Light, or
you Banishing Light, copy Banishing, or play this, copy Banishing Light, banish their Banishing Light. God,
yeah, maybe. I could see that being
that'd be
something.
sweet.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. But again, that require. I mean, I guess it's the same reason that I don't like Villainous Wealth, though Villainous Wealth is an order of magnitude worse because of this. Because basically you're strengthening your opponent's deck. Because 4 mana is just a lot to copy an effect that depends on something you have. So if you're trying to duplicate an effect that you have, 4 is a lot. That also depends on that. And on the same point, like, what are they going to play that you want to copy and will be able to use more effectively than they will?
Yeah.
Banishing Light is a pretty decent one. But again, you're paying 4 mana to deal with a Banishing Light.
Yeah, I was trying to think of it, like, in a control setting. I mean, maybe...
Well, you're just going to play whatever you want on control deck.
Yeah.
You're just going to play your Elspeths.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, there's one thing I do know. Everybody and their dog's going to want it for Commander decks, so it's still fun to pick
sure.
up.
Yeah, it's definitely. And it is strictly better in most cases over Phyrexian Metamorph and Pod.
Yes.
It's not, though, because you can just draw your Metamorph and play it.
Yeah, you can. But
you can't play
for
this.
the people that are... that's true, but I feel like the decks that would be able to... Well, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's actually not playable.
You don't think it's playable at all?
No, if you're Kiki Pod, sure, then it's awesome. I don't think it's good in the Malera Pod. Like, I just don't think it's there.
Well, maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't.
It just so the reason I think that is like a lot of times the deck is just a mid-range deck without Birthing Pod, and this doesn't help you there at all. And that's actually Plan A. Like, the combo is Plan B. You don't actually need Pod to win the game. So I feel like this just doesn't help you with your main plan. And yeah, it'd be sweet to Pod up. Where you can just Pod Metamorph.
Well, I'm just trying to
like same things.
I guess then we have to consider which enchantment or planeswalker we would copy that Metamorph can't hit. Like, copying Liliana seems kind of sweet.
It does seem sweet. I will agree with you.
but you're right. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
I don't think there's any enchantment that's good enough. So it's like got to be a planeswalker, and Liliana's the best planeswalker. So is it worth just not being able to play the card to be able to copy Lily? I don't think so.
Maybe not. That may very well be the case.
All right, so let's talk about the clans, charms, and ascendancies. Do we see the ascendancies seeing play?
Well, I know everybody's going crazy for the Jeskai one. It's been sold out for a long time. I can't get my hands on it either because I've been looking at it for combo.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Huh. It's a good thing I have one.
Yeah.
Jeskai Ascendancy is $2.
Yep.
But it was like 50 cents. It was bulk.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was one of the promos, looks like, so.
Yeah.
One of the decks that I talked about this week is an infinite combo with Jeskai Ascendancy.
Is it the what's that guy?
Thermatage.
David Darby combo deck where you just play all the 1 mana spells and like.
No. I've seen that one too. That one's cool. No, this one is it's a Retraction Helix combo.
Okay.
Like, you target Thaumaturge with your Helix, so it gets hexproof, and then you tap bounce a 0-cost artifact, replay it with an Ascendancy out +1/+1, untaps everything, tap, bounce, untap, tap, bounce, untap, tap, bounce, and then hit him with a million hexproof guy.
Oh. Alright, that's cute.
And then Icy Blast.
Yeah, and then Icy Blast him, tap all the dudes. Yeah, that's cool.
It's pretty cool, actually. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, this card just like says it really wants you to go crazy because the untap all those creatures is actually just so good.
Yeah,
That's the part of this card that makes it sweet.
Yeah.
All the other stuff, it's good. It's not as insane though.
Well, I mean,
I was trying to brew Convoke with this thing. So, like, play
yeah.
a Stoke of Flames, tap your guys, untap them, draw a discard. That kind of thing.
Yeah, that's pretty
to
good.
So you can
me,
stoke
I mean,
down.
the untap is kind of cool because I do play Intruder Alarm in Modern, so
True.
That's when a creature comes into play, untap all creatures.
yup.
Oh, it's that elf deck.
Untap your creatures.
Crazy
Actually-
elves.
That's
I
like
didn't
4
think
mana,
that-
isn't it?
3
It's 3, yeah.
3.
blue and 2 colorless.
Okay.
So what about charms? Which charm do we see the most play? Because I mean, we had charms in RTR, and we all know Golgari charm probably was one of the best. In my
I'm going to
opinion.
be a little hipster about this, but I like Golgari Charm before it was cool. I thought that card was super solid from day
Yeah.
one.
I agree. I started in RTR in Dragon's Maze.
Yeah.
Starting playing Constructed, like as soon as I saw that card, I'm like, yeah, I'm playing all of them. At that
Yeah, I
time, it was
played,
for the wrong reasons. I main decked them because you could regenerate your guys, and I hated having mine killed. But I still identified it as a sweet card. So yeah, I'm gonna.
It's definitely a sweet one.
So is there a certain charm out there that we're like, oh yeah, this is a lot better?
Well, the green black.
Jeskai, it's pretty good.
That one's
I
good.
mean, Jeskai is like Boros Charm and Azorius Charm sandwiched into a delicious
That's
meal.
what I was looking at. I was like, oh my god. It's like, I'm going to take Boros Charm, and then I'm going to take Azorius Charm, and we're just going to slam this sucker together. And
Basically,
say,
it takes the one really fun mode of Boros Charm and ramps up Azorius Charm's abilities. And
yeah,
because then you don't need him attacking and blocking. You can just time map a creature whenever you want. And you can +1/+1 and lifelink to completely undo
It's
a
literally
red deck's
just
attack.
those cards put together.
Yeah, it is. It's
I
more than
thought of
any of
that.
the other ones. It's just
Yeah.
jammed together.
Yeah. I like Jeskai Charm too. I think the 2 green black ones are the 2 best.
I think Abzan is pretty good. I'm not sure about Solte Charm.
It's got 4 modes.
Solte
Straight
Charm?
artifact.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I guess
see, I
it
thought
does.
Tamir Charm was pretty powerful.
And see, I actually did too, but it's because it's got a mana leak on it. And for me,
Yeah.
I think that's the best mode by far. Like,
Oh,
you're not
it
going to
is.
use the Tectonic, whatever, the Falter. You're not going to use the Falter.
No.
And I think the Pit Fight it's a lot of mana, and you got to have a creature for a 3 different color Pit Fight. I feel like Pit Fight didn't see play, and it was a really simple cast. And like this is just a Setessan Tactics for one.
Yeah.
And definitely the best mode is the mana leak, and I don't like to pay 3 different colors for my mana leaks.
Pretty much.
But I
That's
guess
my
I got spoiled.
That's more or less.
And I think they're like as they're actually listed on, at least I'm on Mythic Spoiler.
Yeah.
The way that they're listed is, I think, is their actual quality. I think Abzan's best, Jeskai's next, Sulte's third, Mardu's fourth, and Temo's fifth.
Okay, I could get my head around that
Because
Abzan's
Abzan
just-
Charm is just basically Unmake is the first mode. Because, I mean, what creature do you actually want to kill that's got 2 power or less? I mean, Last Breath doesn't see a lot of play because it doesn't hit a lot of creatures that you want to kill. And then, having an instant speed Sign in Blood is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And then having just an instant permanent pump is also pretty relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All 3 are like those relevant. Oh my God, he's got mana up. What can he do?
Like they're certainly not. I definitely think the first mode is the best one, but they're all powerful enough that you could theoretically play them. It's not like Temur Charm, where you're like, oh, I got him with the fight ability. Like you're gonna always get some value with the charm, with the Abzan charm.
Yeah. Well, so Sultai Charm more or less. It's obviously not as good, but draw 2 discard is still like part of the reason I really like Abzan Charm is just you can use it whenever you're always going to get something.
Yeah.
I feel like
What
Sultai
Delve-
Charm is the same.
What
With
Delve
Delve,
has
yeah.
done is it's made spells that put 2 cards in the graveyard at a premium. You know, things like Shrapnel Blast, puts 2 cards in the graveyard. That's exciting when you're looking at Delve. Well, maybe for me anyway.
Why is it red?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
don't start with me. I played. Matt, you would have been proud of me. I played a blue, white, or America and Soul deck for my last standard with Rev
Excellent.
and Verdict.
What?
Yep. It was
That's
Control,
weird.
Meats, and Soul, and Shrapnel Blast.
Controlling and Soul.
Yep. And I built
So that
it.
land.
I still can't shake it. I still can't shake in Soul Artifact and Shrapnel Blast. I still try to make it work. That being said,
Uh-oh, did we lose Matt?
I think we may have.
We might have lost Matt.
Might have lost man.
He's
back.
freezing. Give him a sec. All right, Matt, you still there?
yeah, I am. Sorry.
Oh,
I was
okay.
waking up.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, you
Oh,
broke
okay.
up. Yeah. So we have a question, and you know what? I'll take the question straight out because Johnny Boy 3394S, what's a really good card to base a human/knight/dragon deck? Kind of medieval style. I want to make one and need a good start.
So you hard to base a human knight dragon deck?
Yeah.
Stormbreath dragon? I don't know.
Well, I mean, does he mean
Wait,
standard?
is this standard? Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be the next question.
That's pretty relevant.
Yeah.
There
I mean,
aren't.
you
I don't think there's any knights in this deck, in this set, the new one.
I don't think so.
No.
There's also
all
no
warriors.
dragons.
Yeah, there are lots of dragons.
There's no dragons.
Dragons are next.
Well,
up.
I guess there's Sarkon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dragons are all dead.
That's Sarkon.
Yeah.
The dragons are dead.
So there's humans.
Mhm.
There's like not very many humans in this set either. There's
I think
very few
really
humans that
all-
aren't like warriors. There's
All
no
the
knights.
knights in this set are like horsemen, so they're all warriors.
Yeah.
They're not chevaliers. They're not like knights.
Yeah. So I don't know. I got nothing for you, man. I don't think there's anything here.
Do you think deflecting palm will be a thing?
No.
I mean, Boros Fury Shield is a lot of fun, but
Sure.
I mean, I mean, I fiddled with Divine Deflection when it was legal. Was that Avacyn Restored?
Yeah, that was
I
everything.
think I fiddled with it a little bit, and I've actually with Theros, I fiddled with Acolyte's Reward, and it was super fun. But I don't know. I think it's possible.
I don't see it. Maybe like
It's
if
just
you're
it's
in a red
completely
white-
reactive.
Yeah,
if
if
it
you're in
was
a
just
burn
damage
deck-
just to something,
Yeah.
as opposed to just you, then I think it'd be fine.
I,
But, like,
when I
I feel
first
like
read this card, I thought it was pick a source. If it deals damage to anything, prevent it. Then you deal damage to whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
wow,
that's
this card's
way too good.
insane. For two
mean, that's
mana,
what
I can't
Harm's
believe
Way
they
is.
picked that.
Harm's
Yeah.
Way is good, and I love me some Harm's Way, but this is not a full damage Harm's Way,
No.
and
Yeah.
Harm's Way was only 2 damage. Like, you could prevent 2 to anything and deal 2 to anything,
Yeah.
and
That's
like
good.
that was strong. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. That was a couple. That was like what M12,
Yeah,
M11.
I think it was M12.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think it was M12.
But it always felt fun to get them because you could.
Yeah.
It was easy enough to get them. But this one is tougher because you basically need to be behind to the point. You either need to be behind that you're going to smash them in the face with this, and it's going to do the job. Because I mean, you're not going to do 20. And
No.
if you're really far behind, and like it's going to put them at 12, and then the next turn they'll kill you. Or if you're already so far ahead that they make a crackback hoping to kill you, and you just punish them, you probably could have just blocked better and done the same thing.
True.
So
Yeah, I think this card has
sure.
more of a chance like locking out combo decks in Legacy than it does in Standard. Because a lot of the combo decks are okay. I sneak and show in something and then hit you with it. Like maybe you can do something there. I don't think it's good. I'm not saying that you should do this.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm saying it's like I guess you might be able to do that as a finisher
Yeah.
in your red white deck.
So you like bolt them, and then they
Yeah.
MR you, and then you
then you
you
deflect them.
sacrifice you put.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
Yep.
Budget red white burn legacy deck go.
Oh boy.
Like hope they crack once, and then you flame rift them, and then you
Yeah.
that
Check out my 3-card combo to kill you. It's called,
relies utterly on you to do it.
yeah, you have to do everything here. They actually, it's pretty difficult for them to beat that if it's like, so you're later in the game after you've traded resources and they're kind of in a rush now because you get to that point where it's like, oh my god, I need to kill them now. Okay, I have to go for it, even though I don't have force backup. And then you deflect and palm. They're like, God, This is so
I mean,
annoying. They lose.
My last biggie, which I've seen, was Butcher of the Horde. Is it as big of a bomb as everyone's saying it is?
Yes.
Yeah, it's sweet.
It's pretty strong.
I want to. So, what do you think about my legacy combo? Do you think it's good?
No, go away.
Real jank.
Come on now, deflecting palm and legacy, so good. Sideboard card. All right. Anyway, yeah. What was that one you were just talking about? It's
Butcher.
not. Yeah. Oh no, that one's good. Yeah, that one's really good. I
Now, of
think
course,
the
we do
starts-
have a 1-drop counter spell with Ferocious on it now, guys.
No.
So, is that a thing? Are you countering with creatures on the field?
Yeah. You're not going to play it in a control deck. You're going to play it in your Tamar aggro deck that's playing like Fanatic of Xenagos and Savage Knuckleblade and all that.
So you're thinking like Rug Aggro or Rug something like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then I think it's pretty decent. One card I actually really like for the Rug aggro deck is, what is he called? Heir of the Wilds?
Yes.
He's the 2 Death Touch,
Sure.
2/2 Death Touch bear that turns into a 3/3 when you attack with it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I think he's really strong because he just runs straight through a Courser or Criated. Doesn't even care.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he don't care because he's got Death Touch, so it's like whatever.
Well, it only gets +1/+1 if you control another creature that's 4 or greater.
Great. I mean, that's the plan for that deck, isn't it?
Oh,
Hey,
okay,
you can give him +X on an enchantment, and then he's big enough.
Yeah, I could see a curve like turn 1, like you're turn 2, turn 1 do nothing, I guess. Turn 2 this guy, turn 3 Knuckleblade if you're lucky enough to have the right mana. Well, that seems pretty reasonable. Then you can attack through their Courser, like just hit him for 3. Next turn, do whatever you want. So he's pretty strong.
Yeah, I think he's fine.
Yeah.
Pretty reasonable. But which card were we originally? Oh, the counter spell.
Yeah,
the
the counter
Stubborn
spell.
Denial. I think it is an aggro spell. It's a tempo play.
Yeah,
I mean, if it read something like, if it was just counter spell, like if it was Force Spike with upside, I think it might see play in something that relies on a big creature to close the game, just because it stops whatever they're going to do. Yeah. But here, if you're trying to interact with someone on the other side that's trying to equivalent of Doomblade or Murderous Cut You or something like that, then
how nuts would this be if it was just Force Spike with upside?
Oh, it'd be super strong.
If it was Force Spike with upside, I'd be like, oh, this card's going to see play everywhere. So
what ferocious creatures are there in Legacy? I don't think there's very many.
No, there's not.
No. There's like...
what does turn this on is in Soul Artifact.
That's true.
Bam, bam, bam. I'm trying.
And I'm hoping that my Soul Artifact decks are tempo-y, so this seems pretty good there.
Oh, yeah. I think in Soul Artifact decks have to be tempo-y, or you're doing it wrong. Like, who cares if you're playing a 5/5 on turn 4? You're playing a 5/5 on turn 2.
Listen, I'm still trying to make Daxos work, okay?
Stop.
I like Daxos. I wish that he was a bit bigger. I wish he was a 2/3 even. Would, I think, be helpful, but he just dies to any 1 mana, like a Magma Spray or any 2X creature. If he was a 2/3 or something, I think he'd be really sweet. But I think the problem is he came out at the same time that people still had Geist on their mind, a 2/2, 1 white blue, and he's not Geist.
No, he's no Geist.
No, and he gets blocked by Courser.
Yeah. Imagine, so Geist in a format with Courser Fix, how much worse would it be?
It would depend on the enchantments you could put on it.
Yeah.
If we were still in the days with Unflinching Courage or Rancor or something. Well, Rancor,
Geist is playable without enchantments, though. Like, you could just play that card plus...
I don't think Geist would actually be super... Well, I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty good. I mean, it's played in Modern, like in that tempo deck.
Yeah.
You need cards that go with it, so I think maybe in this format it wouldn't be that great, because you'd be like, all right, attack with my Geist. Okay, I'll
that's what I'm
force
saying.
away my
I'm saying
guy.
if you just stapled Geist to this format, I don't think he'd be that good.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be that good. But even just like with Restoration Angel only, he was already insanely good. So the card's obviously powerful, but yeah, I agree. I will say for Stubborn Denial, it's 1 mana counterspell, so you always have to look at it.
Yeah.
I think it would pretty much nailed it. Like in a tempo deck, this is probably pretty good if you have enough creatures that are 4. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I like the Fanatic.
If your guys are big enough.
I mean,
and even I think it may even like you might play 1 in the main and 2 in the board. Because you're going to play 1 in the main to deal with like a like an on-curve planeswalker or something like. Well, they're probably not going to play a planeswalker if you're beating them down, but
Well, it does get Sarkhan, like
yeah.
Planeswalker removal spell. Like, okay, turn 5, tap out for Sarkhan, you get them with this.
I think
It's probably
90% of the time you're going to be countering a Hero's Downfall with this.
Yes.
Sure.
Or
I
a
think that's what
Murderous
you're going to be
Cut.
countering.
That or a cut.
I don't think you're ever
And
going
you have to bear in mind it's always a non-creature force spike. It's always going to be a non-creature force spike. If you have the 4 mana guy, then you don't have to worry about their delve or anything else like that. You just counter it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I like that.
So what other ones do you guys see? I mean, that's the thing. Like everyone keeps talking. This is gonna be aggro. This is gonna be Haymaker, and I'm like, I played Haymaker, and I mean, I get how big the creatures are. I mean, we have some really large creatures. M15 had some really large creatures thanks to Nissa and all that. Are we gonna see the return of like mono green just start taking over again?
Was that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
When was
Mono
mono green a thing?
Like, what do they have on 2 now? Like, what's mono green's 2-drop?
That's what I was trying to figure out. I got a
2/3?
1-drop. The 2
Yeah,
the only 2-drop I know of in mono green is
Voyaging Satyr?
Voyaging Satyr.
No, there's that green 2/3. You can play that. Are we talking
not
like
playing that
aggro
yet,
here?
are we?
I don't think there's actually like a good green devotion list. Like it's not a thing.
I don't think there's any good devotion list, except maybe red.
Yeah.
Maybe red.
I don't even
Just
think
Fanatic
red.
always can close the game pretty well.
Sure,
But
that's
I
true.
think that's it. Like, I don't think...
The problem is
like,
like
Master
Burning
Wave goes away.
Chair was the reason the green devotion deck was playable.
And the red devotion deck.
Yeah, and
The red devotion deck survived a little better, just because it got some kind of redundant pieces.
Yeah, but I don't think there's a green devotion list.
No, there is.
There might be an aggro list, like a mono green aggro list.
Will we finally see a generator servant deck take priority?
Please.
I
I think last time I was on here, I said that it was my favorite card of the set. It's still my favorite card of M15. I love the upside that it can offer. There was one guy shortly after I played that had a really sweet blue-red brew that played 4 servants, but it played like Hoarding Dragon on 5.
Oh.
So he would Hoarding Dragon go get his Scuttling Doom Engine and hit you with the Stormbreath Dragon, basically a Stormbreath Dragon now. And then when you kill it, he'd have his Scuttling Doom Engine that you couldn't then kill because he played a 6/6 that hits you in the head for 6 if you do anything to it.
Yeah.
So it was pretty sweet. Like I can't remember what I played against him with, but whatever it was well matched against me. Yeah.
Still a 2-mana 2/1. I mean, it's not going to be the worst thing of all time. Obviously, 2-mana 2/1s aren't like playable alone and constructed, but
sadly, I think the best target for it, it's a non-bow, is Wingmate Rock. Because like Wingmate Rock came down as a 3/4 and also brought a 3/4, but before combat.
Yeah.
Then I think he'd be pretty decent because then you'd have a blocker and an attacker. But like, I mean, I still think like he's still fine to get into a Sarkhan on 3.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you're not getting the haste, but it doesn't really matter because Sarkhan gives himself haste.
Yeah, still does the same thing for like Stormbreath Dragon.
Yeah. Oh well, right. But
other 5-drop 4 power dude.
Well, and with the redundancy of cards like Satyr Hedonist, which does the same thing except doesn't give haste. It's possible that there is some sweet 5-drop mid-range that uses like 3-drop spells to control the board. So that they hit their big guy on 3, and then the rest of the game they're keeping the pressure on you.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that there's something like that there.
Okay. I think it's still cool. One card that I was looking at was Mantis Rider. I feel like 3/3 flying vigilance haste guys for 3 mana are pretty insane.
They are pretty good.
Generally, that's a good combo, and I've always said that if you can match power and toughness and then give it something pretty great.
Give it 3 abilities.
3 abilities. That's
well, I mean, I'm greedy, but I feel like it could just be Lightning Angel. They have that extra point of toughness. I feel like it could be a 3/4 for 3. Yeah, I feel like that would just push it over the edge. But as is, it's still pretty strong.
This does kill Xenagos right away.
Yeah. It does, and I think that's huge upside because then you can kill his Satyr on the back end.
Oh, exactly. You still have to block. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Xenagos is just got strictly worse. He just doesn't feel as good anymore. The 2/2s are so irrelevant versus a lot of these creatures, and then there's stuff like Sarkhan just deals with him right away. Mantis Rider is obviously insane. There's a couple other cards that just like, hey, nice Xenagos, bro. It's not actually going to do
I think
anything.
it might be better after rotation. I know it's weird to think a year out, but when you're not fighting with Brimaz on 3, I feel
Yeah,
like
but it
this
rotates
actually might
too.
be quite strong.
Yeah, he rotates on, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, you mean Mantis Rider?
Or what I'm saying is, though,
yeah.
is once you're not fighting with Brimaz,
Yeah.
you know, a 3/3
Mantis
flying
Rider,
Vigilant Haste might be a decent replacement. I still think it's pretty good.
Oh,
and
no, I think this is
it
really
does
good. This is
something.
playable right now.
It could be. It gets going a turn faster than Brimaz does,
Yeah.
but it's much harder to cast on time.
I think it's better.
Yeah.
Oh my, Burma's has never really impressed me. Like he's obviously good if your opponent just does nothing, but the chances of them doing nothing in a world with like Corsair, Pollock, Krynos decks, it's not high. So I don't know. Just ground
I'm
dudes.
gonna Aether Spout everything. That's my goal.
Aether Spouts. That's actually a sweet card. I think that has some chance.
Dude, it's like a 50-cent card right now.
Yeah,
I know.
I've got a
So I
playset
have, like,
in my cart.
Multiple
I'm
play
gonna be
sets.
buying them in the next day or two.
I literally just picked up 2 play sets for like $2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Easy.
it's a good one to pick up. It's a good pickup right now.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's
agree.
never.
I
I don't
sat
think
there
it's
and I'm
gonna.
like, oh my god, I'm gonna get to 5 mana and live, and then they're gonna be like, I'm gonna Alpha in to kill you, and I'm gonna be like, I'm just gonna Aether Spout you.
Should be 4. Why? Okay, so I feel like it should have been a 4-mana spell because it still wouldn't be broken, but then it doesn't take up the same mana slot as the new Wrath. Like
No,
this is the Wrath that gets you to the.
how gross is it to Kariad it into this on 4?
Yeah.
Oh, it's obviously insane.
Gross. But I actually, I like Ether Spouts a lot. I think that you can only play a bunch if you're in a green deck, so that you can actually do it on time. They have no creatures you untap and can actually add to the board, add a Kiora or something.
Sure. I want it with the Prophet of Krupix.
See,
yeah.
See,
Play
now,
it
I'm
but
actually,
untap, Ether Spouts you.
I'm actually playing it in my American Control because I have.
Yeah, I have 3 copies in this blue red that I'm doing. It's a strong card. It actually is a perfectly reasonable target for Generator Servant if you're behind.
Yeah.
You can blue and that and Cullis and Wrath their board kind of for 3 mana.
Wrath their
1, 2,
board.
3. Time ebb their board.
Yeah, that's still really good.
My big thing is I keep
It is
looking
pretty
at
good.
it and I'm like, all right, well, aggro generally after rotation, guys. This is your first big rotation into a new block. All of our guest hosts here and Matt and Brandon all know. Generally, aggro takes over for the first week or 2.
Yeah,
It's true. I mean, my guess is the winners at Jersey and Indianapolis this weekend are going to be Rabble Master decks. Would pretty much put money on it. Just because a lot of people won't have all the fancy cards. It's just as much reason as anything else. Also, those that do get the fancy cards try to get tricky. And then, they're sitting there with 3 off-color lands while they're getting a Rabble Master smashing them in the face, and that's just how it goes.
it's funny. Like all the people who do get the new cards try to play them and get punished for it. It's just not very good week 1.
Well, I know that even for a couple times, like when Born of the Gods and when Journey came in, the first week that those sets were legal, it was still mono black or mono blue.
Like John Monsters deck, yeah.
See, I think a mono white deck is looking pretty strong.
Like a devotion deck?
Just mono white devotion.
What's the 2 white stuff? Like I feel like this set doesn't offer much in the way of 2-drops. Like we had such good 2-drops last time. You had Precinct Captain, you had Emissary, you had what did you have in mono black? Pack Rat.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't really drop it on 2, but sometimes you did.
Yeah, you can play it on 2.
You play
I feel
it on
like
3
the
and
black
have
deck was less of a devotion deck, so it didn't really care though.
It's true.
It was more just a control deck.
Right. Yeah, if you were on the play and you thought C's, you'd turn 2 Pack Rat, no problem.
Oh yeah, that's great. It's the worst
good.
feeling when like you're playing your John Walker's deck or something. They thought these you and they're like, this is some nice card draw spells, nice Planeswalker. I'll take your Abrupt Decay. Go. You're like, God damn it.
Right. Yeah. They take your Lightning Strike or something.
Yeah. Well, okay. I guess you're just gonna tell me what you have, but it doesn't matter. I can't stop it.
Yeah, I can't stop you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was always Thoughtseize is in that deck was oppressive.
Yeah.
Just because, and Thoughtseize is still super strong, and
Yeah.
like I'm actually glad we have Despise though. Like I always liked Despise. That's a reprint from New Phyrexia. Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
And I just thought it was a neat balance. You're going after a person. You're going after a creature or a planeswalker. I like the flavor of going after a person. I hate you. I despise you. I'm going to go after a person. I like the flavor. But also, I think it's functionally strong, too, because it always will have a target. Unlike in a Duress may not. If they're a 30 creature deck and they don't have one of their Citizen Tactics or Domery Rods or whatever, you wouldn't hit anything. But this, you're going to hit a planeswalker. You're going to hit their Ashiok, their Kiora, their Elspeth. That's not great on turn one, but you'll hit something. And I think Thoughtseiz's strength is that it can get that turn one creature. If you're fighting an aggro deck and they've got a turn 1 and a turn 3 creature, giving yourself the 2 turns of not having a 1-drop smashing you in the face was big, and Despise still has that.
Oh, here's one. Vanguard of Burmouse. I've been looking for 2-drop white creatures with white. This is Vanguard of Burmouse.
Yeah, but then you need to dedicate more to make them heroic, or they're just a veteran cavalier without vigilance. Or does this one have vigilance?
Yeah, it's got vigilance
already built in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad then.
I don't think it's great, but it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm just looking for anything. There's also Phalanx Leader. That does not have vigilance, and it's a 1/1, so I don't think I'm playing that.
No. Well,
that's it.
First deck I brewed for this set was a Hardened Scales deck.
Mm-hmm.
That's the green enchantment.
Oh, yeah.
+1 counter if it gets +1. And
That's
just
sweet.
all heroic. So it was all heroic, green-white.
See, I think
you get 2 1/1 counters every single time you target.
See, I think your 2-drops Aegis of the Gods.
Eh.
Ooh, a Goblin Piker.
I don't like it. I mean, if you gotta do what you gotta do, but I'm not excited there.
I mean, it does stop a Thoughtseize.
It does stop Thoughtseize on.
I don't know, actually. It might be fine. If you think about it, you're never going to murderous cut it. Like, so what do you... I mean, I guess you got Vile Blight or you're going to block it. So, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think it's great, though. Like, it's no precinct
it's not great.
No, it's not an amazing precinct captain or something like that. But, I mean, when you look at it, that's probably one of the best 2-drops in white. Because you go turn 1 Soldier, turn 2 this, turn 3 Bramaz, turn 4...
I think I like the Vanguard better. Because I just feel like that extra power, extra devotion. If you're going to be mono white, extra power, extra toughness rather, extra devotion, and the vigilance is actually relevant. Because I like the Soldier of the Pantheon into that guy into Spear, hit you for 6.
I think we're playing both. Like I don't think you can just play one. Like you probably just play both. It's like 4 Vanguard, maybe 2 or 3 of the other one.
Turn 4 is Heliod. And turn 5 is...
Well, see, turn 4 in my mind would just be Sorin, but if you're just on white.
Turn 6 is Soul of Theros. Actually, I've played versus it. It's actually so good. If you have enough mana to activate it, it is a very difficult thing to deal with.
It is pretty tough.
People need to respect the soul. I think that card actually has a shot. If there's devotion decks, then like some of those cycle actually have a shot at getting there. And they're mythics that people don't want, so bring them to me. Like $1. So cheap.
Is Soul Theros really that?
It's like $2 or something.
No, it's not much. Yeah, it's a couple bucks.
$2.50.
Huh.
I have many. There's a reason. Like, if any of them blow up, it's going to be Soul Theros. I think it's the best one. Maybe it'll be a different one just because their devotion color is better. But I think these cards do have a shot. Like, specifically the red and white ones are the 2 that I'm actually thinking can do it.
I like the red one. It's like a guaranteed Gyarados.
The red one's really good, too.
Every turn.
I am a fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like those are cards that could be
Windmate.
Windmate Rock? Yeah. Could be a thing. Sounds good.
I just feel like there's a lot on the Soul of Theros to pay for an Anthem. I feel like you're already winning if you're able to just pay for an Anthem and smash them in the face with a bunch of 4/4s.
That's what I said, and then I played against it, and I realized it's actually just not the case. Like, it makes combat so terrible for your opponent that they just can't actually play. Like, if you played against it in Limited, it's actually the same in Constructed, where it's this hopeless feeling where you know you can't. think about it. You're just like, I guess I have to make these terrible blocks. And they're also just attacking with the 6/6 vigilance guy. Like the threat of activation's there, they don't actually have to do it. And if they do activate it, obviously they gain so much life so you can't race them anymore.
Yep.
And they kill your guys in combat. It's really good. Like I think a devotion deck has the ability to turn that on. Well,
I think
enough.
a mono white devotion is a thing because I mean, you have double white in Burmaz, double white in his 2-drop,
Spear.
double white
Spear,
in
yeah.
spear. In
That's
spear. Soldiers
I
are
just-
1 white, ready to rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Outlast one.
Wing
The
Rock.
Herald, right? Herald of Anafenza. I like that one.
Oh yeah, that one's cool.
Yeah.
The one that makes 1/1s.
It's cool. Yeah, I think he's neat.
I look at this, I'm like, why is that less 3? It should be 1.
And
I
then,
need this
It
card
makes
to be
itself
better.
bigger.
Yeah.
Oh well, yes, that is true. Yeah, if you could.
Well, no, it's
Then
whenever
he'd be
you
like,
outlast him.
then he'd be like what? Student of Warfare, the one that you could make a 3/3
Yes.
yeah.
on
You can
turn
make a
2.
4
Yeah,
double striker.
yeah.
Oh
that
yeah,
one.
you mean on turn 3. Yeah, that would be nuts. That'd just be so silly.
So I mean,
Outlast feels a lot like Level Up to me.
well,
Yeah.
I think
Sounds-
Outlast is the better version
sounds
of
good.
Level Up.
What?
I don't know. I like Level Up.
Yeah, I think level ups look a bit better. You can level and then use the card right away. Like there's no LS card that's as good as that 1-mana elf.
Yeah, Jiraga,
There's-
whatever.
Tree Speaker. There is no LS card that's even close to as good as
No,
that.
because I play
I
Tree
agree.
Speaker. Tree Speaker's stupid.
Yeah.
I love my Tree Speaker.
What he said, that card is not fair.
No.
It's like easily perspicable in cube and is therefore just an insane card.
Yeah, like I said, when I play elves, it's like, oh, I'm going to Tree Speaker. Turn 1, turn 2, upgrade Tree Speaker, cast 2 more elves.
It's pretty strong.
3, oh, now I'm online, and now you cannot do anything.
Mm-hmm. So other cards you guys are looking at? I'm thinking we talked about Manus Rider and Birch of the Horde. You guys said you thought Knuckleblade was good. I'm not sure about it. Crackling Doom though. Is that one we can
Crackling Doom.
Oh
is
yeah.
just-
this card's just sweet.
It's
Destroy your best creature and take 2.
Oh, exactly. Like
Yeah.
3 mana
That's
kill
pretty
your
good.
best guy. I want that.
I mean, we have to think of the rate that we get for, except for Murderous Cut, removal.
Yeah.
Hard removal is a 3
yeah.
now,
Yeah.
and so you're also whittling a planeswalker down, or you're hitting them in the face.
Yeah,
And regardless of what the creature is, you're going to kill their best one.
You know what's really funny? If they have a Sarkhan, we actually saw this. If they have Sarkhan as a creature and they swing with them, Crackling
does.
Doom them.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Sarkhan goes away. You get rid of a planeswalker.
and hit him in the face for 2.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah,
that's sweet.
it's-
Or hit their other planeswalker for 2, you know.
Yeah, right.
It's-
Yeah,
the card's very powerful. This is one I think is underrated right now. Like it should be more than $2 or whatever it is.
It's 4 right
Yeah.
now.
Is it 4?
Yeah,
Okay,
it
maybe
has
that's
gone up. People have kind of figured out it's pretty decent
Yeah.
for the Mardu planeswalker deck. It's pretty perfect.
quite good.
Yes.
I think that's all of the 3-color cards. Okay, actually, this is one. Rakshasa Death Dealer. Opinions?
Oh yeah, the 2/2.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
the
2/2
2/2 that
with
has
a
plus
lot of
zero
upside.
Yeah.
I like him, but then again, I've brewed with this guy, and the list that I've come up with it involves this card, and it involves another one that came out with a set. Let me see what it's called. I think it's like Kin Tree Invocation.
Okay, yep.
Yep.
That's the one.
And so it's basically 1 billion pump spells and 4 of those. So you pump and hit them, and then you make like a 9/9 that's permanently a 9/9. And it plays like a Tormented Thoughts, so you like sacrifice the 9/9, they discard their hand, hit them for 1,000. And that's kind of the plan.
Yeah,
And,
that could be a.
You bring us the most wonderful weird decks.
yeah, but I play one Del spell that I've heard zip about is Become Immense. That's the new
Yeah.
Giant Growth
Yeah, it's
And-
giant growth
6+6.
with
plus
isn't it
6
like-
plus
yeah.
6.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I mean the foils are already a few bucks because people are thinking for Infect.
Sure.
And,
I can actually see that.
I have
Like
to
they
think
don't
that's,
use their
you know,
graveyard.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't
touch
care.
it.
All.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is the kind of card, like, so Delve, to me, there's 2 different kind of Delve cards. The one is you're in a dedicated delve deck. You want to get your graveyard nice and big, and then you want to, play
Empty the
some
pits.
delve deck. Yeah, you want to empty the pits or whatever and take advantage of it. Then there's the delve cards like Murder's Cut, where you put them in a non-delve deck because you're not using your graveyard, and you might as well use that free resource. And they're just so good if that's the only thing using your graveyard. And this feels like the same kind of thing. If you're in like some aggressive green deck and you've traded some creatures or something, like 2 mana +6/+6 at some point is a huge blowout. So
Oh, yeah,
it
if
is.
you get 2 mana
This is
plus
really
6/6, and then able to give it like trample, or they just don't block it, and you just go here, take 8 or 10.
yeah, you just do this after blocks.
Yeah,
They're like, well, all right.
And 5 cards to get the full discount from your graveyard in a deck that plays Gather Courage, Titanic Growth
yeah,
is not difficult.
yeah.
I like
And
that.
so,
there.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm fiddling with right now. Is it plays 4 Death Dealers, it plays Basara Tower Archer, the 2 mana hexproof guys, so you can get them in safely. Timber Charger, which is the free trample guy, the 3/1 that flips for revealing a green card. So you reveal the pump spell, and then you use the pump spell, and their guy has trample on. So
It's pretty
that's
sweet.
fun. Well, Timber
I
Charger
like
is
that.
cool because it's a 3/1 for 2. I had actually misread it and thought it was a 3/1 for 3, but it's a 3/1 for 2, so
Yeah.
you actually get some pretty decent strength out of it. It also plays 2 of the Grim Haruspecs, the more of the when some other creature you control dies, draw a card. So you're, because the thing is with giant growth decks, you're always losing card advantage unless
Right.
unless you're going for the kill. You're not gaining card advantage. You're just lowering their life total, and so that helps you stay stocked.
You're trading your cards for their life total.
Yeah, right?
So-
Yeah.
Yep.
Which it's a burn deck, basically.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Actually, though, we don't have real giant growth right now, which is a bummer.
It's kind of weird.
That's
Yeah, it
kinda
is.
awkward.
I think we've
I
Gather
had
Courage
actually.
is better.
Yeah, we have Gather Courage, and then we have Titanic Growth, but
Yeah.
not Giant Growth.
Nope. And I like Gather Courage.
Oh, I love Gather Courage.
Yeah,
I
I
love
think
it
Gather
because you
Courage
can
is much
protect your
better.
Elvish Mystic on turn 1 from a Magma Spray.
Yep.
Like, that just feels pretty good to me.
I'll take that Magma Spray. I think, yep, and then I'll get to keep my Elvish Mystic. It's pretty strong. That's cool. This is one I've been thinking of, the Death Dealer. Another one we've talked about it a bit. Empty the Pits. I like this card a lot. I think that in that graveyard kind of deck, you could maybe take advantage of this.
I think it's like that end game.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a really strong
Yeah,
card.
this is a finisher. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really strong card, but unfortunately, I agree with Matt. If you're playing in the mirror and someone has a Bioblight in hand or top decks one,
Yeah, obviously.
you're
It's-
basically like, great.
It's still just a 1-for-1.
But it is still, it's true. It is just a 1-for-1, pretty much.
Like you're
Yeah,
getting,
so-
you can either look at it as it's a 1-for-1 overall, or you can look
Yeah.
at it as like you're getting an 8-for-1, and then they're 8-for-1ing you back. So either way, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a good way of looking at it,
down.
actually, because if they don't have the Bioblight, then they have
Oh, God.
an army of undead to stare down, and
so good.
that never feels good. Yeah.
No.
You ever beat 8 2/2s that just appeared on the board? I'm gonna bet that you haven't.
Yeah.
Like if you have no way to kill all of them really quickly and efficiently, like it just doesn't happen. So this feels like a pretty sweet finisher to me. And we just touched on it. Urborg's in this format, so black,
Yeah.
black.
It's
isn't
going to be
that-
easy. One thing I was thinking about this on my drive home from work today is I know that it can't be, but I wish it was Delve and Convoke. That way the flavor is like, everybody help get the bodies out, that kind of thing, so that you could cast it for free, and it would drain, you would tap 4 black creatures and cast it for free, and if you had a bunch of zombies out, you could use them to delve the pits again or whatever.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
But obviously they can't do that because Convoke
Yeah.
was a core set, but with all that in mind, it would have been cool if they had
Would have been a sweet card. Yeah, you can't put this in either one because Delve wasn't in core set and
Yeah.
Convoke wasn't in here. It's too bad they
Yeah.
didn't have Convoke and Delve in the same set. That would have been a really sweet card.
Oh god, that'd be
You have
disgusting.
creatures, you never have to pay mana for a spell
Yeah.
again.
Pretty much. That would have been
Yeah.
sick. Bridal Club Mystic, I think you guys agree. This is going to see
Bridal-
play.
Well,
So-
Rattle Club's
Yeah.
definitely it's a mana dork with a lot of upside because I can generate 6 mana. I think we counted 6 or 7 mana on turn 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can hit the 6 on 3 with him. Which a lot of
What are you
people do with
taking
prime
advantage
time. Yeah, that's the key. You're not getting a Pelucranos out and you can't fight with him. I'm not quite sure that there's something that you actually want to aim that high
Yeah.
for.
I guess that's the
format.
thing. I've
Timber
talked
is
to
all
people, and
about
they're like,
efficiency.
oh, sure.
I mean, I look at it as 6 mana turn 3. I could break out and put a Storm Breath on the field at that point or something like that, or a Sarkin.
I can do that with
I just like 2
flexibility.
Savage Knuckle Blades.
Yeah.
Just turn 3, bang bang, double Knuckle
All right.
Blade.
Yeah, now we're talking. Like, there has to be something to take advantage of it with, because I've talked to people and they're like, oh my god, this card's insane, it's so broken, 6 mana turn 3, it's not beatable. I'm like, alright, what are you playing? They're like, I don't know. Something. There's just, I just don't
play
see
this Tusked Colossedon 6/5.
Yeah. Check it out, man. 6/5 on turn 3. I got there. Woo! I'm like, alright, that's cool. Yeah. I will. Well, it's just not a very good creature.
I'll bounce it. Yeah, I know.
I'll bounce it or whatever. So I don't think that's great. I think there's a lot of stuff at 5, which means that just going Mystic into Mystic. Well, yeah, Mystic into Rattleclaw Mystic is pretty sweet. But Second Carried does the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a lot better in more situations with the 3 toughness and hexproof. So I'm still leaning towards Carried here. There's going to be a deck that wants this over it, just if it's more aggressive, and that's cool. Play it then, but.
Or
I think
if it's
overall,
a Secret Plans deck.
Yeah, sure. I was actually gonna. I wanted to talk about the Secret Plans Journey of Whatever deck, because I think it's incredible. Trail of Mystery. There we go. Where you just like play all the morph cards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very much does. It plays. At least the version I have has 4 of the Sagu Mauler. And what else is? I'm looking at my list. I've already scribbled one out. I'll tell you what it was. It was.
I like it.
It played. It plays all the one I have. It plays Secret Plans and Trail of Mystery, but those are the only spells. The rest of it is the morph cards that you flip for free. They like reveal a red card.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But you can just play Chromanticore, so you can use that for any of them, and then you cast the Chromanticore and smash the face.
5-color morph.
The Trail of Mystery. The Trail of Mystery lets you go find one of your basics, so you can actually cast that Chromanticore.
Yeah, exactly. I really like that about it. Like, it just lets you play as many colors as you really want to.
And there's all this kind of deck it's around every single set, but it's always fun. The Secret Plan, if it's not Secret Plans, it's some other like, haha, we're goosing you on the set, mechanic or whatever.
So what about Rattleclaw getting you into Chromanticore turn 3?
Yeah, exactly right. Because you get green, red, blue, and so you mana confluence and.
You go green, red, blue, and then you can't make any more mana off this guy. Oh, it's 5 mana, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 5. Yeah, you can get to 7.
Yeah. You can turn forward. You can bestow it on something.
Yeah,
I like that. Turn forward, bestow.
Flying, lifelink, tranquil.
Claw Mystic. That's good.
That seems solid.
Was that like a 7/5? No, it's a 4/4 Chromanticore. So
4/4, yeah.
4/4. So 6/5 lifelink, flying, trample, vigilance, first strike guy.
Yeah.
And you kill him. Oh darn! Now I just have a 4/4 flying lifelink trample.
Now I just have to Chromanticore after trading my Rattleclaw Mystic. Check out my what's it called? My Ritual plus card deck. It's pretty good.
That's pretty awesome.
I've heard that that's powerful. Until they silence the Believers you and you're really sad.
Yeah.
That card's good, by the way. That
card is very good.
Still $1.50. You should get more of them.
Yes. So we're getting close to the end, bud.
We should talk about what I think is probably the best card in the set.
All right, what's the best card in the set since we're getting about 15 minutes till we end?
It's Murderous Cut.
No, that was a given.
Pretty good.
I think it's my pick for best card here. Yeah. A 1 mana, kill something. Swords to Plowshares is an incredible card, and this is Swords to Plowshares that might not cast 1. Sure, I think I'm gonna go with Swords over this, but it could be Swords to Plowshares without downside. That's insane. To be legal in Standard with a way of enabling that is just ridiculous. Gonna go ahead and put that out there. You should get lots of Murderous Cuts, and if there's ever a foil, get it. I'll first pick a foil in a draft.
I've got like 3 playsets already.
Over like a good rare. Yeah, man, I'll value pick that all day. Yeah.
No, I definitely see a lot. I think Standard's gonna change, guys.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I think I'm looking through the spoiler to see if there's anything that
looked out and that we missed, and
I just like Tomb of the Spirit Dragon. Just a flavor home run for me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I love colorless. I love colorless producing lands, and I love the art, and I love the artifact basis of it. Big fan. That being said, I also like Ghostfire Blade. Slap
That's
that
what
on a Falcon and start getting in.
Ooh, yeah.
Morph guys are colorless. Like,
I mean, we all
and
know,
Morph guys.
and I mean, the things we didn't cover, guys, are like the more obvious ones, like end hostilities. It's the board wipe.
it's a
card.
wrath. It's
Yeah,
good
a
enough.
wrath.
Go.
It's fine.
Utter end.
Oh, duh.
Yep, that
Yeah,
was my next
this
one.
is
Utter end.
like
Pretty
our removal
expensive.
spell. Yeah, it's expensive, but it hits just anything.
Yeah.
I think it's good
Vindicate
enough.
did too, and it was a mana less.
Yeah,
But I know we don't live in Vindicate days.
yeah. Thank
no,
goodness.
if we had Vindicate, I'd be.
I've seen
freaking
people
happy.
complaining that this wasn't Vindicate. I'm like, you're kidding, right? I don't want
No, there's
Vindicate.
no way you can play a Vindicate. I mean, you'd have a
That's not
turn 2
fair.
Stone Rain.
Yeah, this is not what I want. I don't want this. So what I want to talk about that I don't think is good is Mind Swipe.
It's
Um,
okay.
People need to stop losing their mind over like a counterspell that does damage. Because I've had this argument with probably 6 people at my store. It's not good, guys. The reason they're always like, well, what's the one from last? Syncopate. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, Syncopate was so good. And it was an X spell. I'm like, yeah, because you could cast it on turn 2 and get to
Yeah.
a 3-drop. You didn't have to wait until 3 mana. This, you can wait, or you have to wait until 3 mana to
You gotta
get
also
anything.
remember, Syncopate got worse and worse as the game went on.
Yeah, it was still okay though. Like I really like Syncopate because
Yeah.
it could be in your opening hand. You'd be like, oh, I can go Syncopate and then wait until Dissolve, and I'll be able to counter something on turn 2. This you can't counter on turn 2 with. The damage is mostly irrelevant. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
good
mean,
if
you have
you
to
have a
pay
Planeswalker.
so much mana to hit them for a marginal amount.
yeah,
Like,
I-
put 7 mana into this, yeah, you'll counter the spell and Lava Axe them, but
sure.
if you're the kind of deck that wants to play this, they're probably already at 20. You know, you got to find another way to close the gap.
Exactly. Like I want an actual finisher and not some random thing. No, point I've heard is this is good versus Planeswalkers, which I agree with. Is it enough of an upside to play this? I don't think so.
Well, but see, Rakdos Return was good against Planewalkers. You could
yeah,
destroy their hand and kill the Planeswalker.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
was a good
This
card.
this is reactive,
Yeah.
so you
That's what
can't
I'm
do
gonna
anything.
miss.
And yeah, Rakdos Return was a lot of fun. It was a very fair but fun Magic card.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. That was like
Mhm.
that was it was great. The design was excellent. Like this is the flavor wise it was awesome because this is the anti Sphinx's Rev. Like it's the same thing.
Yeah,
The opposite.
exactly.
B, it's actually a fair card because it's
Well,
sorcery.
and it felt so bad, or it was so fun because you'd be like Rakdos Return for 4, and you'd look down and you'd have 4 cards in your hand, and you get a big frown. Oh,
The best
destroy
my
my
favorite-
Planeswalker.
My favorite like dialogue was how many cards in your hand? They're like, oh, 4, and then you just lay it down, tap your mana, and say 0. It's like, oh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
How many cards? 4? 0.
You're back to 0.
Excuse me,
Thanks
you
for
have
coming.
0, and your Kiora's dead.
Yeah, I think you're actually incorrect. Yeah.
No, I think
So
other than that,
actually-
I think we covered most of the
We got it all.
big
Owl
ones
the
that we'll
Horde,
see.
sweet.
Which one?
Owl the Horde, the
yeah.
double and an instant one.
Oh yeah, that one's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how. I'm still figuring out how I'm going to use it, but looks sweet.
It's cool, yeah.
Maybe I get to attack with it and treasure cruise for 9 cards. I don't know.
Right.
That would be disgusting.
That would be.
But I mean, what does the rest of your deck look like if that's what your plan is?
Yeah.
It's got to be better than that.
I drew 9 cards to play a bunch of commons and still win. Like,
Like I could see that like copying a shrapnel blast would be sweet.
yeah, that would be
Hey,
nuts.
copying a shrapnel blast would be
Because
awesome.
then
You only have
an
to pay
Assault
the-
Artifact, a Howl the Horde, and a Shrapnel Blast is lethal. Hit them for 5, sacrifice, copy twice, hit them for 15. It's just lethal on a stick.
Here's one actually. Suspension Field, I think, is obviously really good in draft. Is there a home for this in standard?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Sure.
2 mana to deal with a more than 2 mana creature, sure.
Yeah, I was expecting yes, but wasn't 100% on that one. That was it's kind of ones that I was questioning.
It's like Runner's Bane. Runner's Bane was a card from Dragon's Bane that I thought should have gotten more play, and it didn't. This is just
Yeah.
a better Runner's Bane.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's just suspension field's just solid. You
It's
don't
no
have
journey
decent-
to nowhere,
No.
but it is pretty good.
Yeah.
Power 3 or less. Oh, it just taps it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one that
Right, yeah.
I do
So-
Well,
see,
it was 3 or less, not 3 or more.
the other multicolor card that I see getting play out of Rug was Trap Essence, the counter
Nope.
creature spell.
Way too difficult to cast.
Come on.
That you go
No.
right-
I'd like to pay 1 and a blue for my Essence Scatters.
Yeah.
I don't think it's there. I mean, the +2 is.
That was
I mean,
what I liked
problem
about it.
is like So you're aiming for tempo, but you have to spend 3 mana where you're not casting creatures.
Is this the
I
deck?
guess it'd be real cute
+1
if you
counters?
flip your Mystic. You flip your Rattle Claw Mystic and Trap Essence. That'd be kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Chat Essence.
So your Rattle Mystic could be a 4/3. Maybe. That might be actually kind of cool.
That would be cool. Is it worth it?
Yeah, probably
No. What if you're playing like a 3-mana counterspell? I think 1 mana league's better.
Yeah.
At which point you play Temur Charm, which I still don't think is.
And the
good
last
enough.
one, I don't know if we talked about, is Siege Rhino.
Maybe
kind of mentioned him a little. He's super solid.
he's obviously like you're gonna get value off him every time you play him, which is nice. It's just like is
It's not
draining
very
enough in
exciting, but he
standard?
does get the job done.
Is it good enough in standard? Like 4/5 for
Sure.
5 trample guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely strong.
Sure.
He kills Corsair. That's
Yep.
kind of the litmus test.
All of that like line there where